Alright then. The students enter a virtual world to try to find the truth of the outside world. But somehow, me was killed. This trial blends a virtual world and reality with the real world. Maybe? Yep. With the real world. Put an emphasis at the end. Real world. Okay. Oh, it actually tells you. Slowly recovers the influence gauge while concentrating. Focus gauge drains slow while concentrating during a fever time, effective during all parts of class trial. Reveals V points, effective during non-stop and mass panic debates. Silences all conversation except those the reticle is on. Effective during mass panic debates, and instantly silences loud noise, effective during mass panic. Keyword in the first speaker's argument will be shown from the start. Okay. The entire screen will light up more frequently. That could be nice. Increases the amount of letter cubes that can be acquired at once. Power of life and death, make it easier to push the opponent back during blade lock. Removes the time penalty for breaking a non-erasable piece, effective during thingamajiggy. The tension gauge will increase at a faster rate, effective during an argument armament. Okay, this one is the only one that I can see being useful. And the attentive influence, because I do lose health quite a bit. But they're not really necessary. I'm gonna get this, because the mind one, I don't seem to be losing a lot of time, even when I do break things. So yeah. Anyway, let's begin.
Now then, let's begin with a basic explanation. Screw it. This is tiresome.
You need more motivation!
I do. I really, really do. Now then, let's start this class trial.
Before we start, I just want to ask something since there's not a lot of us left. What happens if the votes result in 2 first places?
Huh? You mean like a tie? It means they're both the blackened, as long as one of them is correct. It's fine.
Daddy, are you sure you should make a decision like that so casually?
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
Thanks. Since that's answered, I can start enjoying this life or death game now.
What game? How long are you gonna keep saying that?
Just ignore Kokichi. The rest of us need to work together to find the truth. Got it? We can't die here! Oh my! Himiko has become so determined! It's true! People really do change!
But now she's lost what made her so unique.
That's none of your business!
We should focus on the class trial. First, we need to clarify...
Kaito's the culprit!
What? Say that to my face!
While we were all still logged in, Kaito logged out alone, right? You were able to move freely. Doesn't that mean you could have committed the murder?
Don't screw around! There's no way I'm the culprit!
Kaito right. Kaito couldn't have killed Miu.
How long are you gonna keep saying that? Trusted people can still kill, you know. We already saw that a bunch of times. So many times. Since Kaede.
The fact that Kaito was the only one logged out is suspicious. But he's not the culprit, he can't be. Let's go. Kaito is not the culprit. I can prove it with, don't actually know.
Kaito logged out first, by himself. Miu was still logged in, though. That's when you poisoned her, right, Kaito?
Kaito culprit? Impossible!
Of course it's impossible, because I didn't do it! I mean, we found that bottle of poison on Kokichi's seat, didn't we?
The culprit was trying to pin the blame on me. That diversion was part of your plan, right, Kaito?
Well, Kaito, any last words?
What do you mean, last word?
Miu's corpse. Miu was found grasping her neck with both hands. She died with her eyes open and an expression of agony on her face. As the first logout, Kiba was the first to discover Miu's body. She still had her visor on at the time. Kaito was the only one logged out while he was looking for the secret of the outside world on the mansion's rooftop. A ring of light appeared around his feet and he was suddenly logged out against his will. Killing Game's text file contained the following information. Objects can't break, avatars can't be injured, however the body's 5 senses connect to the avatar. Any damage an avatar takes is felt by the user's real body. If an avatar takes fatal damage, then the real body will also die from shock. Besides that, the virtual world is the same as the real world, down to laws of physics. There are no special travel methods, such as vehicles or warps. Let's decide if Miu... Wait, what? What was that? I can't access my backlog. That's where the problem lies.
Kaito logged out first, by himself.
Hammer found on the ground by Miu's avatar. Miu claimed she had rewritten the virtual world to program to little dangerous objects that could be used as weapons. The victim is the ultimate inventor. The victim's body was discovered at the computer room on the 4th floor of the school. Estimated time of death is 6:30. No injuries can be found on the victim's body. Hang on a second. But Kaito got logged out of 517.
Miu was still logged in, though. That's when you poisoned her, right, Kaito?
Kaito culprit? Impossible!
Of course it's impossible, because I didn't do it! I mean, we found that bottle of poison on Kokichi's seat, didn't we?
The culprit was trying to pin the blame on me. That diversion was part of your plan, right, Kaito?
Well, Kaito, any last words?
A bottle of poison from the Ultimate Detective's lab. It was found on Kokichi's seat. The poison is neutralizing if it is mixed into anything, but it is still quite dangerous, and even a small amount will kill someone. Causes conjunctival hemorrhaging, making its victim's eyes completely bloodshot. But I don't think your eyes were bloodshot, right?
What do you mean, last words?
First, we need to decide if Miu was killed in the real world or the virtual world. Okay, that's what it said.
Kaito logged out first, by himself. Miu was still logged in, though. That's when you poisoned her, right, Kaito?
That's wrong!
Miu wasn't killed by poison, and the warning on the label proves it. Drinking the poison would result in subconjunctival hemorrhaging. In other words, your eyes would be bloodshot.
Oh, but Miu's body. That's right. Her eyes weren't bloodshot. She wasn't killed by that poison.
Then what was that poison for?
Probably a diversion. The culprit wanted us to think Miu died by poison.
Then, what was her real cause of death?
Miu's real cause of death, the only thing I can think of is the hammer. Hey, that's from the virtual world. You probably need a lot of time explaining to Kaito because of his stick-out skull.
Damn it!
Oh, whoops. Avatar? Okay, no.
Damn it!
Confusing, confusing. Object. Oh, whoops.
This is it!
Oh, okay. I was just gonna read it, but...
Miu's cause of death was the killing game simulator itself. In the virtual world, if your avatar takes fatal damage, your real body dies
Oh.
of shock.
Yeah.
That was made clear in the program's text file.
Miu received fatal damage in the virtual world and died from that shock.
In that case, it's fair to say that the cause of death was actually the simulator.
Gonta has question. Where is this virtual world place? What floor is it on?
If you don't understand, then don't say anything.
If Mew was killed in the virtual world, then the next thing we need to figure out is what caused her to incur fatal damage within the virtual world.
So her cause of death in the virtual world is the one that matters.
Oh, it seems like Gonta is confused. So why don't we review things a bit? So we split into 2 groups to find the secret of the outside world.
The ones who searched the mansion were me, Shuichi, Samugi, Gonta, and that NPC Kaito.
Hey, who you calling NPC, you ASS?
And the others who searched the chapel were Keyboy, Maki, Himiko, and the late Mew.
How could someone have given her fatal damage in that situation? That's what we gotta think about. Now, let's all work together.
Aww, little Himiko is all grown up. Too bad your chest hasn't grown up, though.
Oh, come on.
That was uncalled for. Someday, my chest will grow like crazy.
Let's begin then.
The fatal damage that Miu received in the virtual world. Let's pin that down. The hammer.
In the virtual world, Miu was fatally injured. So let's focus our efforts on that first.
Whoever did that to Mew was dropped right next to her avatar. It has to be the hammer!
Or going to beat her with his bare hands.
Are we certain that blunt force was involved? I think strangulation is more likely.
It's possible she was pushed from a great height.
Could she have drowned?
We have to determine the specific cause of death. If I think about the condition of Miu's body, that should yield a clue.
In the virtual world, Miu was
Miu was found grasping her neck. Signboard just long enough. Uses a bridge to cross the river. There is only one in the virtual world. Miu thrown into the river, but was later found stuck in the rocks. Found on the ground. Found on the ground by Miu's avatar looks like the phone in the salon allows the user to log out by using their name. However, it can only be used to force someone else to log out by saying their name into it.
Let's focus our efforts on that.
Victim was discovered in the computer room.
At first.
Okay, I
Whoever
thought she
did
would be
that to
pushed,
Mew
and she was actually planning to I thought maybe she was planning to kill someone with the hammer, but instead she was pushed off the building, and that killed her. But I guess not.
dropped right next to her avatar. It has to be the hammer!
Oh. You think so too, huh? It seems my third eye saw the truth. Now you gotta remember Miu's body. Was she really killed with the hammer?
I was wrong!
Wow.
In the virtual world, Miu was fatally injured. So let's focus our efforts on that first.
Whatever did that to Mew was dropped right next to her avatar. It
Or going to beat her with his bare hands.
Blunt force was involved. I think strangulation is more likely.
It's possible she was pushed from a great height.
Could she have drowned?
Certain that blunt force was involved. I think strangulation is more likely.
I agree. Miu's body showed severe trauma and signs of a struggle.
Yeah, she looked like she suffered. Very hard to look at.
right. And the virtual world is connected to our 5 senses. If her body experienced pain, she must have been in pain in the virtual world as well. Knowing that, I believe Maki is correct. Mew was strangled to death.
Yeah, definitely. Strangling and poison are the only methods that can make her look like she's suffocated. But we already removed the possibility of poison, so it can only be strangulation. Also, when a victim is poisoned, they commonly grab their chest or mouth. But Mew was holding her throat. It's obvious she was trying to protect her windpipe.
Oh, the Assassin Master gets really chatty when it comes to corpses.
In that case, her exact cause of death is being strangled in the virtual world.
But is strangulation even possible in the virtual world? If the avatars were equally strong, it would be difficult to strangle a resisting victim.
Yeah, if she was just as strong as them, no way they could have strangled her.
Then the culprit would need a tool. There are tons of cases where a weaker person would strangle a stronger person with a rope.
Wow, you know a lot about killing.
But was there even a rope in that world? I don't remember seeing one.
Then they must have used something else as a rope.
Something for a rope, huh? I have an idea of what it might be. Found it during the investigation. It was... Hang on, I just need to find it. Okay, it's not here. I thought it would be like the mat. Oh, there it is. Shuichi, somehow a rope would be long and you could wind it around stuff. Thanks, Captain Obvious. Oh,
Damn it.
Whoops. Then maybe the hammer? Oh, toilet paper, maybe. Yeah, because it wouldn't break, wouldn't it?
This is it! During the investigation, we found toilet paper outside the mansion.
Is this toilet paper? What would a toilet paper be doing here?
I'm guessing that the toilet paper was used to strangle her.
Gonta, no can ignore that!
Ooh.
What you mean, Shuichi?
Huh? What's wrong?
What, wrong? Shuichi goofing off, not...
Not gentlemanly at all. Okay, so something I think I need to mention here. The way I think the windows work is if you were on the outside of the chapel and you throw something at the window, it would go through the window and it would appear as if it was thrown from inside the mansion. So it would be thrown on the outside way of the window in the mansion. Like as if it's a portal, as if the outside of the chapel was the inside of the mansion. Throwing something at the window of the chapel would make it go outside of the mansion. That's what I think happened. I think the toilet paper was thrown at the window, and that's why it appeared outside of the mansion, as if it was a warp thing. I think that's gonna come up.
No time for nonsense! You know can use toilet paper in place of rope! What tear too easy?
Whoops. You can no strangle with toilet paper or tear up. And what you say, Shuichi? No way, that's not possible.
I was wrong!
No, you weren't. Just hang on.
There's no time for nonsense! You know can use toilet paper in place of rope! What tear too easy? Even Gonta know that, and Gonta not smart!
No, I'm positive toilet paper was used instead of rope.
You died such an awful death. So why you not take this seriously? You call yourself ultimate detective? Use your head! Figure out real murder weapon!
No, I'm positive toilet paper was used instead of rope.
There's no time for nonsense! You know can use toilet paper in place of rope! What tear too easy?
I'll cut through your words! the toilet paper wouldn't tear. Because in the virtual world, objects are unbreakable.
Breakable?
You're so dumb, Gonta. You didn't even know that?
If objects can't break in that world, then toilet... And since it couldn't tear, it could be used as a rope.
Gonta not really understand, but... Sorry, Shuichi. Gonta was wrong.
It's okay, Gonta. Don't worry about it.
Killed by toilet paper. It was a fitting end for her.
A fitting end? I do not fully understand that logic.
But if Mew was killed near the chapel, why was the murder weapon by the mansion?
Maybe the culprit tried to get rid of it to destroy the evidence.
The culprit meant to get rid of the evidence. They did a poor job at it. There was a much better way. A place where they could have destroyed it.
If toilet paper was the murder weapon, then what's the deal with the hammer next to her?
Perhaps the culprit prepared a backup weapon, just in case.
No, the culprit didn't bring the
I think that was Miyu trying to kill someone.
No? But who else but the culprit would bring a hammer?
Wait, we already know who brought the hammer. The person who brought the hammer was Miyu.
That's it! Mew was the one who brought the hammer.
Mew bring hammer?
Remember what she told us?
I rewrote the program to delete all dangerous objects that could be used as weapons.
Yeah, she did say she deleted any dangerous objects.
If that were true, she wouldn't have missed something like a hammer. Meaning that Mew must have left it on purpose.
On purpose?
But why she do that?
Miyu brought the hammer for sure, but what did she need it for? We need to make that clear. She was planning to kill someone. That's why she kept the fatal thing
Let's assume that Mew
secret.
brought the hammer. What was she planning to do with it?
Maybe use it to break down a wall?
Uses for a hammer. Gonta, no! Mew gonna build stuff with hammer!
She probably just brought it for self-defense.
Or she secretly met up with someone and tried to kill them with it.
Yep.
You idiot, she was the victim!
What was Miyu planning to do with the hammer? That was still unclear. I need to think back to what she was doing, what her plan was.
Let's assume that Mew brought the...
What was she trying to do with it? Maybe use it to break down a wall? Uses for a hammer.
Go!
No, Mew's gonna build stuff with hammer. She probably just
Brought it
for self-defense. Or she
Secretly met up with someone.
I agree! Mew was gonna meet up with someone in the virtual world.
Mm-hmm. With me. I was supposed to meet up with Mew on the roof of the mansion.
What? Is that true?
I overheard them talking about it at the chapel.
By the way, Mew asked to meet up with me before we went into the virtual world. I totally forgot where we were supposed to meet, so good thing Keyboy spied on us.
Wait, so Miyu called Kokichi out?
If Mew brought the hammer, I wonder what she was planning to do with it.
Kokichi's already figured it out. She's planning to kill Kokichi.
That's it! She was trying to kill Kokichi.
She was what?
Yep, she plotted to meet up with me and then kill me with the hammer. If you want to prove this, you'll need to figure out Mew's plan, okay?
Miyu's plan, huh? I'm sure if I analyze the clues we're found, I can figure something out. Alright, let's do it. Select taxi? Yep. Who tried to kill Kokichi? It's Miyu, obviously. Why was Miyu trying to kill Kikichi? Where was Miyu trying to kill Kikichi? Sorry. The roof, right? The afterlife. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Why was a bottle of poison on Kikichi's seat? It was probably to pretend that Kikichi committed suicide. There we go.
She wanted it to appear as if Kokichi was killed in the real world.
She placed the poison on my seat to make us think the murder happened in the real world.
She did that too?
What? Miyu was the one who put that poison bottle there? No, that ain't right. Something's definitely weird about that.
Really? How?
When could Miyu have put the poison there?
If she did place the poison without us noticing, then she must have logged out at some point.
And then what? Log back in?
Kokichi, weren't you in the salon around that time? Did you see her log in or log out at all?
Nope, I didn't see that at all.
If she hadn't logged in or out, then Miyu couldn't have placed the poison. That's wrong!
She was the last to log in.
It was Miyu who planted the poison on Kokichi's chair. She had plenty of time to do it. Here, take a look at this.
Is this a record of who went in and out of the virtual world?
That's right.
Yeah, what about it?
If she logged in last, she would have had time to move around in the real world after the previous person logged in.
That right. She could have placed poison bottle on Kokichi's seat.
This was all part of Miyu's plan. She tried to kill me in the virtual world, make us think it happened in the real world, then pin the crime on Kaito.
Well, that's not my fault.
Which is why she manually logged you out, just for that purpose.
So she did that to me?
Yes, I'm positive of that. Mew used a method only she could use to log Kaito out manually.
How did Mir log Kaito out? The cell phone.
This is it!
So that's why she's been working on the computer for days.
It was the cell phone found by Mew's avatar. That cell phone worked the same way as the phone in the salon. It logs users in and out. I verified this myself when I spoke Kaito's name into it.
Kaito Momoto. He logged out just as I thought.
I see. With that cell phone, she could force anyone to log out at any time.
But Mew never mentioned a cell phone, right?
That's what Shuichi referred to when he mentioned a method only she could use. She kept the cell phone a secret on purpose, so she could use it for the murder.
So, she really was planning a murder.
And she tried to set me up.
Well, I knew that from the start.
Then why did you say I was the culprit?
Because I wanted to get it through your thick skull. People you trust and defend will ultimately betray you. This is a game of suspicion.
This is a game where I am the Joker. And you're Batman.
Well, I think your ideals should stay the same. Because phonies like you are what make the game more interesting. Don't you agree, Monokuma?
Do I? I don't know about that. Huh? Wait, what were we talking about?
I wonder when Daddy's gonna get his motivation back.
Yeah! If Father keeps slacking off, all the work is gonna get forced onto Mommy.
Huh? Mommy?
Ugh. My head! I feel like I'm about to remember something, but I can't.
What's wrong, Monotaro? Pull yourself together!
Anywho, it's a blessing in disguise that Mew died and not me.
What you mean?
Cause she wouldn't have said anything about what really happened in the virtual world. You guys would have had a way harder time finding the culprit, you know. She would have been able to lie about the virtual world settings as much as she wanted. And you'd never know that the murder actually took place in the virtual world.
So that's why she decided to attempt a murder, because she had total control.
And the reason Mew was so insistent we go into the virtual world was...
You guys are only bitching because you haven't been in the virtual world yet. Once you go, you'll understand. Seriously, it's so fucking awesome. I know you guys will love it. And then you're gonna fall in love with me for showing it to you guys. So let's just dive right in, okay? We'll do it together.
She was insistent we go there so she could kill us. What a shady person.
I was sad that she was gone, but now I don't know what to think.
Nice! Backstabbed by a trusted friend. See? That's an ideal fun situation! Now we can start a real class trial!
Hey, Kokichi sorta sound like Monokuma.
Really? I don't sound anything like him.
No, you're just like Monokuma. Both of you are cowards. You never speak the truth or show your true face.
Wait, coward? You say some interesting things sometimes, Kaito.
Smiling, putting on a mask, never saying what you really think. That kind of cowardice is just like Monokuma.
Daddy, they're calling you a coward. Aren't you gonna do something?
Yeah, I just gotta do my signature laugh, right? Hoo 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 hoo. There, I did it.
He's completely lost his drive. Like a one-hit wonder who clings to their former fame.
My head!
This is just getting out of control.
Listen up, Kokichi. To hell with this game of suspicion crap. I will never be okay with it. I'm just gonna believe in everyone. Instead of suspecting my friends, I'm gonna find the truth by believing in them.
Well, if you think you can win this game like that, then sure.
Of course I can. I don't need your permission.
How long are you guys going to argue? Let's hurry this up and continue. If we don't find the culprit, then we'll all die, you know that?
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
If we are going to begin searching for the culprit, let's start with Kokichi's story.
Huh? My story?
You were meeting with Miu, but she ended up as the victim. So it's only natural for us to think you're the killer, right?
Here's my answer. I never met up with Miu.
You didn't?
I tried to go to the roof to meet up with her, but the door was locked.
But isn't lockpicking your specialty? You should have been able to open it easy.
I couldn't pick locks with my avatar body. I didn't have the tools for it either. Also, I never went to the roof, not even for the meeting.
I remember. You and Gonta went off together when we first started looking.
But was the door to the roof actually locked? When I was on the roof before logging out, the door wasn't locked.
Huh? How should I know?
Then who locks the door to the roof?
I already told you. How should I know?
When I went to the roof, it wasn't locked, so you gotta be lying.
What good would it be if I lied? I don't want to die either, you know.
Lying would do you a lot of good if you're the culprit.
Oh, I see. I didn't realize that.
What kind of response is that?
Wait, there's no point in arguing about that now. The truth will come out eventually. Before we get to that, we need to discover the truth behind Miu's death.
Truth?
There were mysterious circumstances surrounding her death. We need to make sense of those first.
Wow, Shuichi, you know your way around this game. Yes, keep up the hard work. The fate of our lives rests in your hands.
So, what is this strange circumstance?
Kokichi claims it was Miu who chose the meeting place. But I'm wondering how she got from the chapel to the mansion's roof.
I see. Miu sent the bridge connecting the mansion and chapel into the river herself.
Whoops, my hand slipped.
If that's the case, then Miu might not have even gone to the roof.
Huh? So she stood me up? It's very rude to break a promise.
It's true, first we need to determine if Miu was actually there or not. Did she go, or was she never at the roof at all? She was there.
Miu was waiting for me to arrive. I'm sure she was waiting on the rooftop of the mansion.
No, Miu should have been at the chapel. If you look at where her avatar fell, it's right next to the chapel.
How would she have gotten to the mansion? There was no bridge over the river.
A bridge would be the only way to get across.
So, her meeting with Kokichi...
She stood me up!
At first glance, it seems as if it's impossible for Miu to go to the mansion. But there has to be some evidence that shows it's possible.
Miu was waiting for me to arrive.
Smeagol's account. Smeagol was searching for the secret of the outside world and virtual worlds. Mentioned she saw Miu's avatar through the window.
I'm sure she was waiting on the rooftop of the mansion.
No,
Miu
should have been at the chapel. If you look at where her avatar fell, it's right next to the chapel.
How would she have gotten to the mansion? There was no bridge over the river.
A bridge would be the only way to get across.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah.
Miu was waiting for me to arrive. I'm sure she was waiting on the rooftop of the mansion.
No, Miu should have...
That's wrong!
The counter.
Miu must have gone to the mansion. We have a witness.
Yeah, when I was searching the dining room, I saw Miu pass by the window.
Then why didn't you say so sooner?
Sorry, I thought I was just mistaken at first, since there was no way she could have come to the mansion. But I guess I wasn't mistaken after all.
Then, how did she get to the mansion from the chapel?
It must have been some special method only Mew knew, like with that cell phone.
There's no doubt about that. That's why she dropped the bridge. If a murder occurred when it was impossible to cross the river, she used a secret method to move from the chapel to the mansion for the murder.
She dropped the bridge to make a huge scene just to let everyone know it's no longer there.
So, what secret method did she use?
It won't be that easy to figure out. It's called a secret method for a reason.
No worries, guys. As long as we leave it to Shuichi, everything will be A-okay.
What?
What are you saying? We can't just rely on Shuichi all the time. This class trial's for all of us. We're here to solve this together.
You would just slow down Shuichi.
Shut up!
I don't have time to deal with Kokichi right now. I need to focus on the case. Positive that Miyu used some kind of special method to go to the mansion. I just had to figure out what it was. It was the window. It's some kind of warp thing. Step through it, it's like a teleport.
A way across that only Mew knew about.
Like a hidden bridge besides that signboard, maybe.
Or, instead of bridge, Mew used some kind of vehicle to go over.
Or maybe she teleported with magic. Or she used a warp zone.
Maybe there's a place you could cross without a bridge.
A hidden route that only Mew could use to get across.
I agree. That's it, Kibo. There was a hidden route only Mew could use.
Was there really?
Mew modified the program to add a special wall to the world. The wall stretches along the y-axis, but we found 2 such walls in the virtual world. It's unclear whether Mew added the wall by the mansion or the wall near the chapel. We do know that that wall was set so that only objects could pass
Don't be
through.
naive, Shuichi.
What?
What is it, Kaito?
Jeez, you set up a weird wall like that? That is suspicious. But it's got nothing to do with what we were talking about.
Nothing to do with it.
Huh. You don't even realize your mistake? Are you losing your edge? Oh well, my sidekick's mistakes are my mistakes. I'll make it right.
Oh boy, he's gonna say it doesn't mean anything, so we have to find a way to prove it to him.
What we gotta figure out is how Mew got from the chapel to the mansion, right? So why waste time talking about the... It's pointless. We gotta take a whole new approach here.
Now wait just a second. It's not actually impossible at all.
But you just said so, didn't you? That wall Mew set up only lets non-human objects go through it. Humans aren't able to pass through. So Mew obviously wouldn't be able to go through that wall. She's not just an object after all.
I'll cut through your words. The wall wasn't the only thing that Mew changed. She also changed her avatar settings from human to object.
From human to object?
Which means the virtual world treated her avatar as an object. She could have passed through a wall that only non-humans could go through.
Is that right?
Don't get ahead of yourself, Kaito. We need to listen to everything Shuichi says.
Okay, so I was wrong about the windows. It's just that you could go through the end of the wall and appear on the other side of the world. Okay.
I already told you. The more you try, the more you cause us trouble. It's so totally lame that your own sidekick is dissing you!
Kokichi, enough! I wasn't arguing.
I don't care. That doesn't bother me at all. It just means even I make mistakes. Don't worry about it, Shuichi.
Okay.
It's pretty funny seeing Kaito try to act all tough like this.
Kokichi, please refrain from making such irrelevant and irrational remarks.
If Mew messed with the program and made a wall only she could go through...
Then her secret route was through that wall?
That's it, right? Like using a glitch in a game to walk outside the map. I bet Mew had a hidden passage like that in the back of the chapel.
But even if she could walk through walls, was there really a hidden passage? Because Mew said...
No, you're not trapped here. Beyond that wall is the end of the world, literally. Past that wall, nothing exists. Everything ends there.
She probably lied. There would be no point in going if there was nothing on the other side.
You lied.
I wonder what the truth is. There's no way to find out now.
That cum-soaked urinal cake was totally lying about there being nothing past the wall. She lived a life of pride, vulgarity, and secrets. Lying would be a piece of cake for her.
Kokichi, you no have to go that far.
Stop it! Don't badmouth Mommy!
Mama Taro?
Listen to you, talking about Mommy like she was a terrible lying whore. But Mommy wasn't lying. There was no hidden route in that virtual world.
Oh, there wasn't, huh?
Hey! You can't tell them such an important hint!
Oh, if you say that hint is important, then I guess it must be true.
Oh, shoot!
Ah, jeez.
Maybe I was right about the windows.
You're cute.
Was Kokichi saying all that stuff about Miyu to get the Cubs to reveal something? I guess I should thank him, but I have no idea why he does these things sometimes.
So now that we know there's no hidden route, why did she manipulate the program? If there's actually nothing past the wall, then that setting was meaningless.
Mew wouldn't have done something meaningless. She would have had a plan.
Yes. Mew definitely wanted to be able to go through that wall for a reason.
Oh, so it was going through the wall is possible. I thought they were saying it wasn't possible, that she can't go through the wall.
We aren't sure why yet, but once we solve the mystery of the virtual world...
Mystery of virtual world?
There have been a lot of strange occurrences in the virtual world. If we can determine why, we will also determine what Mew was up to. We'll know why she wanted to pass through the wall.
All right, let's clear up those strange occurrences.
Yeah, Gonta will help, even though Gonta not know what you're talking about.
Speaking of strange occurrences, I'm just plain worried about that one thing. Remember
The noise.
that thing that made us notice all the strange occurrences?
The events that led us there.
This is it!
You mean the loud sound that you and I heard in the kitchen?
What was that sound? It sounded as if it was struck very hard. It came from outside, but...
You all heard that sound too?
Yes, in the mansion's kitchen.
But that sound occurred near the chapel. How did you hear it all the way at the mansion?
First off, sound can't go past the map loading point. Did that sound really come from the chapel?
That sound was something hitting the chapel wall. It was real loud.
And we definitely heard it. We heard Kibo's voice as well.
For now, let's go check on... Oh no. What? That was Kibo's voice, right? I think I heard him outside. He sounded close.
You heard my voice too?
What? That is pretty strange.
Exactly. That has to be some kind of clue to the mystery of the virtual world.
Okay, well, let's check the answers later and try to find all the other clues first. There was another mysterious phenomenon in the virtual world, wasn't there?
Kokichi talked like he noticed something. Pretending not to know?
Even Gonta is suspicious of me? I always thought you would be the one to trust me!
Sorry, Gonta not mean it like that.
There's no need to apologize to him. He's probably just lying again.
What was the other strange occurrence? Did you see it, Shuichi?
Another mysterious phenomenon. Something that shouldn't be possible, like me, you're in the mansion with that loud noise. I need to remember everything else that happened in there. Oh god, mine. Picture of the kitchen. Yeah, that. Mariah Hills. Maybe?
I see it. The sign that we were using as a bridge was odd to me.
Odd how?
Is odd? Like, I mean...
We mentioned it before, but Mew dropped the sign in the river.
Yeah.
We found it later, but there was something unnatural about it.
Finding the sign was definitely weird. I'm most confused by how the sign got there. I should remember exactly what happened with the sign. Here it goes. Sack taxi again. I'm trying to think, what was weird about it? Okay, let's just get on with this. Oh, are they moving? Oh god. At which point was the signboard swept away? Yeah. I can't pause the game. I need to do something, but I can't pause the game. I just need to finish this as quick as possible. Where is the end of the river? It's at the chapel. Where was the signboard found after it swept away? Near the mansion. There we go. Oh, we're still continuing? Is there even enough space in this car for more than... Whoa, we're in a tight space. Compared to the river's current, which way did the signboard float? Floated right. With the current. Really? It floated against the current. What do you mean? Where's the proof of that? No, it doesn't. What?
It appeared as though the sign was carried against the river's current.
I'm just confused how that's possible.
We all saw Mew drop the sign and watch the river carry it downstream. And the river was wide there. The sign should have traveled downriver toward the chapel, correct? It should have hit the wall on the far side of the chapel and stopped there. But that's not where we found it. We found it near the mansion, nestled in some rocks.
The signboard should have been near the chapel, but we found it on the other side.
Hold up. Didn't you stay on the chapel side? She probably grabbed the signboard from the chapel wall to cross the river. Then left it on the boulders near the mansion so she could get back.
Why would she leave the signboard where it could get swept away and leave her stranded?
Also, this has nothing to do with walking through the wall, right? We're getting off topic. We're so close to the truth. We just have to connect the how and what. All the mysterious things that happened have to connect with each other somehow.
Connect how?
A wall only objects can pass through. Sounds that shouldn't be heard. A signboard going against the river current. How are they all connected?
Obviously, it didn't go against the river current. It went through the wall and hit the rocks because it came out the other side.
I don't know, but Shuichi should know, right?
What?
We would be in a lot of trouble if you didn't. The only one who can solve this mystery and save us all is you.
So, how are they connected? Do you know, Shuichi?
Well, what we know so far is that the unnatural way the sign was carried is possibly related to the wall.
Which clue is related to the unnatural way the signboard was carried on the river? What? What clue is related to the unnatural way the signboard was carried on the river? Yeah, I just needed to reset the time.
I was wrong!
We added a wall, the length of the y-axis.
This is it!
Yeah.
It might have to do with a wall that only objects can pass through. The sign should have stopped at the wall on the other side of the chapel. But if that wall happened to be the one that Mew set to allow objects through...
I see. It's a wall only non-humans can pass through. That means the signboard can pass through the wall, right?
Does that mean it can just walk around or something?
Even if it could pass through the chapel wall, how did it end up by the mansion?
Unless the warp. I've got two ideas in my head.
The only way it could do that is if the wall was a warp zone. But it's not, right?
That's right, that's the real issue here. How could the signboard pass through the wall but end up on the mansion side? What would explain that?
Leave it to me, Shuichi. I, your partner, will give you hints in times of trouble.
What?
This is the virtual world. We should throw away all of our common sense, okay?
Huh? The hell does that even mean?
Kichi might be onto something. We need to forget about what we know, and just think about it. How did the slime ball pass through the wall downstream and end up upstream? Putting common sense aside and focusing on the flow of the river. How did the slime ball pass through? Downstream and upstream connect? The slime board teleported, it's another slime board. Yeah, this one.
That's it! What if both ends of the river were connected?
Huh? Both ends of river connected?
Exactly. To put it another way, the river isn't cut off at the wall near the chapel. It's all part of one big loop. The upstream part of the river is connected to it.
What? What are you talking about? Both ends of the river can't...
Again, throw out all common sense from your head. We're talking about the virtual world.
Then what about the wall? There was only one wall that could be passed through.
Right. Even if the river's connected, and it goes through the chapel wall, it wouldn't have been able to go through the mansion wall too.
Wait, in that case...
I got it! I know why Mew only set up one wall.
What are you talking about now?
The reason she only set up one wall is because the chapel and the mansion walls. One roll was already in place, they're the same wall.
That's it! The walls by the chapel and the mansion aren't separate. They're the same wall.
The same wall?
It's not just the river. The walls themselves are connected. Don't think of it as two separate walls, but a single wall parallel to the y-axis. That single wall divides the entire virtual world. The idea is, you pass through the wall by the chapel and come out by the mansion.
Everything is starting to connect. See, didn't I tell you? Everything is connected.
Damn it, Kokichi! Just tell us...
It's okay. More importantly, this is the final stretch! If both the river and wall are connected, then you can find the secret. Shuichi, you already know the secret behind the virtual world, right?
The secret, huh? Yeah, I suppose we should clear that up. We need to solve the mystery of the virtual world. What is a unique feature of the virtual world? Unbreakable stuff, maybe? No. That's not it. I'm just gonna do random letters. Okay. W. World. Nope. World low. What? World loops.
Yes, that's it. The virtual world is a loop. Loop?
Just like in old games, right? Like, for example, when a character goes off the left side of the screen and reappears on the right.
Yes, exactly. The edges of the virtual world are linked together in a continuous loop.
The virtual world loops?
What in the world?
If that's true, it would explain the way the signboard was swept away. It vanished into the wall downstream of the river, came out of that same wall upstream, and floated with the current until it got caught on the rocks.
What was the world like before Mew added the wall?
Actually, there wasn't a wall on the y-axis at all, and the x-axis was set to loop.
Are you serious? Even if it is a computer program, isn't that too crazy?
A looping world. That's more extraordinary than even magic.
But at least it's not a boring answer. It also explains all the things that happened.
Huh? It doesn't explain everything, does it? Because we still don't know why we heard that one sound or Kibo's voice.
Yeah, sound doesn't go past the map loading point.
Actually, if we know that the world is a loop, we can explain that as well.
Huh? Really?
Yes, but first we need to be clear where the loop starts.
Where the loop starts. Doesn't it loop at the walls next to the mansion and chapel?
No.
Not necessarily. If we heard a noise at the chapel from inside the mansion, then the loop...
It starts here.
There! The map loading point was where the virtual world looped. We thought the loading point was in the middle of the map. But the loading point was actually at the edges.
So the wall Miyu created wasn't at the edges of the world, but rather...
Her wall was at the center of the world.
I see. So the mansion and chapel were near each other, with a wall between them. And any sounds emitted near the chapel would also reach the mansion. The wall only allows non-humans to pass through, so sound should be able to pass through easily.
That's right. That's how the virtual world works.
Impressive, Shuichi! For you to get this far! Yes! Yes! You are useful indeed!
Thanks.
For you to get this far, what are you, some villain pulling the strings?
Nope. Mew pulled the strings here, not me. Remember? Mew also set this trap. It all began when Mew showed us the map. Because of the map, we mistakenly thought the loading point was at the center, which in turn made the mansion and chapel seem farther away from each other.
But the structure of the world wasn't actually like that. There was a wall along the y-axis, and the x-axis came around in a loop.
By putting that wall in the center of that world, she cut off the loop.
So ever since Mew showed us that map, we were caught in her trap. But we solved this mystery thanks to Shuichi. All hail our savior!
Yeah, if Shuichi wasn't here, then we never would have solved this mystery.
That's right. Good work, Shuichi.
Thanks, Shuichi. You saved us.
You're welcome.
Just because we found out the virtual world's secret doesn't mean we can take it easy yet. Actually, This culprit hunt just got to the exciting part. Even if we know all the tricks, it's pretty meaningless if we don't find the culprit. That's how a class trial works, after all!
And Kichi talking like Monokuma again.
No matter what you say, I'm not gonna believe your lies. I'm gonna believe in everyone. That's how I'm gonna reach the truth.
I can't wait to see what happens next!
What is Kakichi's plan here? He's definitely prodding at Kaito on purpose. Well, there's no time for distractions like him. What we have to do is find the culprit who killed Mir. It doesn't matter how many little mysteries we solve if we can't find the culprit. It would all be for nothing. But I still don't know for sure who it could be. Who used Mir's own plan against her to kill her? Who killed Mir? Intermission. Man, I'm bushed. I got no motivation at all. And Manafani's period is late too. Father, why do you know Manafani's cycle?
And another.
Never mind that. Perhaps this lack of motivation is due to a lack of hibernation.
Yeah?
Lack of hibernation? Yeah, I haven't been sleeping well lately, so I haven't really been able to hibernate. That's awful. What could be causing it?
Ah.
Is it because you have a lot on your mind? Huh? Is it because the graveyard shift pays a better hourly rate?
Huh? Really?
Is it because you don't want to think you're just goofing around?
Huh?
Is it because you want to stay friends?
Huh?
Is it because you want to watch it in real time? Father? He's gone into hibernation. We should let him be.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. Night night.
My head!
My head.
Matsuru!
Matsuru, voice act. Oh, right, it's voice acted. I'm a complete idiot.
I feel like I'm forgetting someone important to me, but I just can't. My head hurts so much. I just can't remember.
If you've forgotten, maybe that's for the best. From this point forward, let's start a new life for ourselves. After all, our baby is excited to meet his daddy, you know?
Daddy? Wait, what? I'm gonna be a father?
What?
What a colossal death flag. I'll be surprised if he doesn't die after that.
I'm so confused right now.
More importantly, let's continue the conversation where we left off.
We understand Mew plotted the murder, but we need to find out who killed her.
And in order to figure that out, we need to understand Mew's actions. So let's discuss her murder scheme step by step.
I know that's important, but hearing you lead the conversation really pisses me off.
Let's see. Mew manipulated the virtual world to use it as part of her murder plan.
Don't just ignore me and start anyway.
If she had succeeded, she would have gone past the wall between the chapel and mansion. And then wham! Murdered me on the roof with the hammer.
She would make the murder seem like it happened in the real world, and then pin it on Kaito.
As for Mew's alibi in the real world, she could say she was locked into the virtual world. And in the virtual world, she could say she was near the chapel the entire time.
She'd make an excuse about how she couldn't reach the mansion because of the fallen bridge.
Whoops, my hand slipped.
She dropped the bridge on purpose so she could separate the chapel from the mansion. Then secretly passed through the wall she installed and took advantage of the loop. After, she headed to where we were supposed to meet up, the mansion's rooftop. Oh yeah, Kaito was probably logged out around that time too.
That's when I saw Mew.
Problem is, because of her murder plans, we don't even know where she was killed.
She was killed on the roof, right? Kokichi told us the roof door was locked and that he couldn't get through.
Maybe that when culprit killed her.
That's probably what happened. The culprit killed her on the locked roof.
Did the culprit lock the door to the roof?
Perhaps. I don't think Mew did it. If Mew did lock it, she would have done it when she called Kokichi to the roof. Even if someone came up, I don't believe she would change the target of her plan. She knew that Kokichi would come up later. Locking the door would be suspicious.
Well, it's possible she didn't even think that far ahead.
She was smart, but she was also really, really dumb.
No say such mean things. Killing game bad. Not Mew. Mew not bad person. Going to think we could have been friends, if things different.
That might have been difficult, even without this killing game.
That wouldn't happen.
Nuh-uh. No way, Jose.
Huh?
Anyway, let's continue the discussion. If Mew... The culprit must have moved Mew's avatar to the chapel after killing her,
They could have
right?
just thrown her off the roof and she would have went through the wall, and that's why she was on the side of the chapel.
So the next thing we should talk about is how they moved her avatar.
Now we know the mansion and chapel were actually next to each other. But the problem is the wall between them.
Only Mew was able to go through that wall. The culprit wouldn't have been able to.
Then you're saying the culprit sent Mew's avatar through that wall?
Yeah, that's the only way, right?
But how did the culprit send Mew's avatar through the wall? I mean, it's not like they could have thrown her.
Go to not throw her!
We know. You couldn't because the avatar's physical strength was equalized.
Physical strength equalized? That problem. Gonta no can protect everyone if that happens.
Jeez, keep up with us. We're already in the second half of the class trial.
How did they send Mew's avatar to the other side of the wall? Maybe that thing has something to do with it. You know, the loud sound you heard?
What was that sound?
Because of that sound, you guys went to the side of the chapel. Right, Keyboy? That's when you found the dead Mew there, right? If so, then I think that sound and her avatar being by the chapel are related.
There's no doubt in my mind that the case is related to this thing is related to this case. We need to figure out what the sound could have been. Might be the clue we need to solve this case. So what was it? It sounded like something slamming hard into something else. So what were those two things? The hammer hitting the wall, the silver hitting the wall, the lights hitting the wall, you hitting the wall. I think it was the hammer. The sound we heard was the hammer? Would a hammer make that much noise? It sounded like something much bigger.
I was wrong!
Ah, whoops. It was definitely me then.
That's it! I think the sound came from Mew's avatar hitting the chapel wall. The hammer, cell phone, and lattice were there, but they were too small to make that noise. Ruling those out, the only other explanation is that the sound was Mew colliding with a wall.
If that's the case, Mew's avatar must have hit the chapel wall really hard. We felt the impact all the way from the inside of the chapel.
Yeah, that's the real question. Mew's avatar probably hit the chapel's wall with pretty considerable force. But why did it hit the wall with such force? Can you guys figure it out?
Hold on, Kokichi. What's up with the way you're talking? Why are you talking like you know everything?
Let's not worry about that right now. More importantly, we gotta solve the mystery. Fighting among friends is a waste of time.
Friends? Us?
Anyway, can we talk about that after we figure this problem out?
A way of transporting Miu's avatar that would cause it to crash into the chapel.
Getting Miu's avatar to crash into the chapel from the mansion's roof. There's only one way I can think of how to do that.
Hey, Shuichi, as your partner, I'll give you a little hint.
Your what?
Since the mansion was on top of a hill, the roof was pretty high up, right? Past the brick handrail, the roof was at a pretty steep slope. And the slope faced the chapel wall. On top of that, there was snow on the roof. If the culprit needed force to move the body, I wonder how they did it.
Rolled her off the roof with the ladders thing, right? Kichi's talking as if he's already got the whole thing figured out. But I can't let him distract me, I need to solve the case. How to make Miu hit the chapel wall from the roof of the mansion? I'm gonna find the answer. Okay. Snow. No, maybe. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Okay. If there's an N, no, there's no N. What could it be then? Okay. Slow? No. Slid off roof. Slid off roof. Also, I see you. I don't know why I pressed that. I don't know why I pressed that.
I see now. The culprit used the sloped roof as a slide for Miu's avatar.
Slide? Aw, man. Even with the slope and the snow, Miu's body wouldn't have slid.
Wrong. It would slide.
But the avatars can generate friction. We wouldn't have been able to walk otherwise. So I doubt that it would have had that much momentum.
No. It would slide.
It wouldn't slide, just like Maki Roll said.
It would slide, just like Shumai said.
Shumai?
Who the hell is Shumai?
Oh, he's a pupil of Ramen Man. Sorry, my hobby slipped in.
Ramen Man? What? Who's Ramen Man? I'm positive that's that's how Miu's avatar was moved, but maybe the culprit used something else. It's the lattice. The lattice of mat thing. The mat. Lattice near the chapel.
Even if her avatar slid off
Chapel.
the roof, would it slide off that quickly?
Well, duh, it would.
If it made that much noise, it must have built up a lot of speed.
Lots of snow piled up on roof. But not frozen solid, right?
You'd still slide, though.
In the real world, it might be difficult. But in the virtual world, perhaps not.
That's not the issue. Sliding down snow is easy to do. You just need a sled or skis to cut the friction.
There was nothing like that around, though.
There was.
That's wrong!
No, wait. There was something that could have been used to help slide Miu's body. Do you remember the lattice that was found by Miu's avatar? The culprit laid her on top of that, then used it as a sled on the roof. I did notice the lattice in the storage room when I first looked. But during the investigation, I saw that it was gone.
The lattice that was found next to the chapel is the one that disappeared from the roof? Then that's it. The culprit used the lattice as a sled.
Ding, ding, ding! That's correct!
Are they going to show us how they did it? It was when the person fall
After
off?
the culprit killed Mew on the rooftop, they placed her corpse on a sled and slid her down the roof's steep slope.
The sled picked up speed, flew off the roof,
Okay.
glided through the wall only objects could pass through, and hit the chapel.
The impacts made all of her belongings scatter, including the hammer and cell phone.
Just like that hedgehog who loses all his rings whenever he crashes into stuff.
Sonic.
I hate that guy and his worldwide fame and his stupid games, and I hate that hedgehog!
Wow, you sound furious.
Daddy, I'm glad you're feeling motivated again, but you shouldn't be so hateful. You gotta be an example to our new family.
Yeah, Father. Or should I start calling you Grandfather now?
Now that we know how the body slid down, we're just one step away from the culprit. Well, Shuichi, do you know who the culprit is?
The culprit.
Yeah. In the end, we'll still need to guess the culprit, huh?
But Gonta can't believe one of us killed Mew.
However, since we know she was killed on the roof, we can narrow down the list of suspects. Meaning, the culprit must be someone who was investigating the mansion. Aside from Mew, the people at the chapel could not go through the wall or cross the river.
So that means the suspects are Kaito, Samugi, Shuichi, and Gonta.
That's real sneaky, leaving yourself off the list.
Ooh, you got me!
That's right, 5 suspects. Me, Samigi, Gonta, Kokichi, and Kaito. We don't know enough to name the culprit, but one of them's suspicious. When we're talking about the rooftop, they clearly lied. What reason they have to lie? I need to press them for information before making any judgments. There's only one other person on the roof. But it can't be. Can it? Oh, good. Oh, I got worried there. I'm like, Gonta's the only person who said he was going to check the roof, and... Oh, did you lie about something on the roof? Well, Gonta doesn't really understand this virtual world stuff. But there's no way Gonta would ever kill Miyu. Good. I'm happy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to press that. Okay, maybe Samigi? Nope, Samigi did you lie about something on the roof.
I was wrong.
And who? Who else was there? Kokichi? I mean, he's a liar all around.
It's you!
Oh, well then.
Kokichi, there's something I need to know.
I need to know whether you're a supreme leader or not.
What do you need to know?
Why did you lie just now?
Which lie are you talking about, Shuichi? I lie a lot, so you'll need to jog my memory.
Fine. I'll expose your lie right now.
Oh, so I never went to the roof, not even for the meeting. It all began when Miyu showed us the map. That's really what happened. The culprit killed her on the locked roof.
It was that testimony that bothered me.
Mind mine. Really? Something bothered you about that? What could have bothered him, I wonder? Nope, it wasn't that. Also, I never went to the roof, not even for the meeting.
I see it.
Oh yeah, how did he know about the
When you were
lattice
explaining
then?
that the door to the roof was locked, you said,
Yeah, never went to the roof. Okay.
but later you said,
Since the mansion was on top of the hill, the roof was pretty high up, right? Past the brick handrail, the roof was at a pretty steep slope. Yeah, how does he know that? I didn't even think of that at the time, but he must have known somehow. And the slope faced the chapel wall. On top of that, there was snow on the roof.
that's a lot of specific information. Stuff you wouldn't know if you hadn't been.
Oh yeah! Now that you mention it, how did you know all that stuff?
You could probably see the steep slope of the roof from outside the mansion. But you wouldn't know about the brick handrail unless you went up to the roof yourself.
Huh? What?
What's this all about, Kokichi? Did you actually go to the rooftop?
I didn't. I already told you that before.
Why you look so nervous?
Is this a sincere reaction?
But there's no evidence that proves I went to the roof. Wait, I remember now. That thing Himiko said.
Me?
At the start of the class trial, I remember you saying the handrail was made of bricks. Ooh, you so clumsy, girl. Gotta be more careful there, Himiko.
Is it my fault?
Himiko really say that?
She totally said that.
I'd love them to make it like a pun about the backlog right now.
No, she didn't!
Yes, she did.
She did not!
Oh, we're gonna have a split, aren't we?
She did too.
Then when? Tell me how long ago. In hours, minutes, and seconds.
What a worthless fight!
Stop them, Grandpa! All this terrible fighting is bad for the baby!
Yeah, grandfather, stop them before your grandkid is born.
I'm not gonna apologize, because Himiko said it.
So damn stubborn.
How much longer are you going to behave like this?
Whoa, we don't have time for this. Kikichi's stubborn, he won't fess up no matter what. But if he's being so stubborn, this makes me think he has something to hide. To get him to show his hand, I have to prove he was on the roof. I might not like it, but I have to be aggressive. If I don't get the whole truth now, everyone's lives are in danger.
I didn't go to the roof.
I've had enough of your lies, man.
I'm not lying.
Kiichi in the salon? Kiichi agreed to meet up with me on the rooftop, but because the door on the rooftop was locked, he couldn't. Because of that, he returned to the salon and decided to search there, and there are witnesses who can confirm whether or not Kiichi was actually in the salon.
The rooftop door was
Victim, oh, okay.
locked and I couldn't open it.
Mia was found grasping her neck with both hands. She died with her eyes open and an expression of face. The special lockout keeper was the first to discover Miu's body.
So what did Kokichi do?
I turned back at once, of course. And stayed in the salon the whole time, you know?
Liars burn in hell, you know?
If you're lying, I'll set your pants on fire!
That's fine, because I'm not lying.
Then why do you look so nervous?
Ichi's lying for sure, but if he keeps throwing lies at me, I have to fight them with fire.
I didn't go to the roof.
I've had enough of your lies, man!
We're gonna
I'm
say
not
we went to
lying.
the salon, right?
The rooftop door was locked and I couldn't open it.
So what did Kokichi do?
I turned back at once, of course. And stayed in the salon.
The whole time, you know?
Ah, damn it.
Liars burn in hell, you know?
If you're lying, I'll set your pants on fire!
That's fine, because I'm not lying.
Then why do you look so nervous?
I didn't go to the roof! I've had enough of your lies, man! I'm not lying! The rooftop door was locked and I couldn't...
Couldn't open it.
What did Kokichi do?
I turned back at once, of course. And stayed
In the salon the whole time, you know?
I'll reveal the truth. Kokichi, you're lying right now, aren't you?
Huh? Lying about what?
Just before the murder occurred, I went to the salon to check on you, but you weren't there.
What? Really?
I waited there for a while. You never showed up.
What's this all about, Kokichi? Didn't you go right back to the salon after finding the roof door locked?
I see. You use underhanded tactics too, huh, Shuichi? So who are you guys gonna believe? Shuichi or me?
Well, of course I'm gonna believe Shuichi.
I believe Shuichi 100%.
The one who's not Kokichi.
100 house points. No. Himiko points to Shuichi.
But to go to the salon, Shuichi would need to pass by me in the dining room. I wonder why I didn't notice Shuichi there. Oh well. I'll believe Shuichi anyway. He's usually right about stuff.
That was close.
Sorry, but I'm going to believe Shuichi too.
I see. I wanted at least Gonta to believe me.
What comes around goes around. That's what happens to liars like you.
Why do you guys hate lies that much? There's only one truth, but endless possibilities for lies, you know? And some of them are only white lies, or lies to be kind to people. If you deny all of that just because it's a lie, then that means you guys are just terrible at being lied to. Seriously, the worst!
Just spit it out already. You went to the roof, didn't you?
Isn't that where he met up with Miu?
No, he didn't just meet her there. He probably...
Okay, fine. I'll tell you if you want to know that badly. Consider this my revenge.
Revenge?
You got some balls lying to me. I'm gonna take away your fun for pissing me off, Shuichi. I won't
Okay,
let you
had
do
to take a
any
screenshot
detective
there.
work, or
Boost is getting
deduction, or
angry.
mystery solving, or anything.
Oh?
So, I'll confess everything. You guys better listen carefully.
Confess.
A confession? So you are the culprit after all.
I came up with a plan after Miu asked me to meet up with her.
Confessing. What?
She asked me pretty eagerly, too. So I decided to pry some info out of her. She gave me the rundown of the virtual world before she explained it to you guys. As I listened, I realized she was planning a murder. On me, no less. When I investigated the virtual world, I found out that a person can die from shock. Without a doubt, she planned to use that for my murder. So that's when I decided to prepare my own crime with her plan. I pretended to cooperate with her and lured everyone into the virtual world. That's also why I worked together with Monokuma.
You worked together with Monokuma?
I guess the jig is up. Yeah, everything he said is true. Kokichi came to me with an idea to make the killing game more interesting. It was such a good idea, I decided to place a motive in the killing game simulator.
You added a motive? Then the secret of the outside world is the motive, right?
No fair! Monokuma can't take sides!
I didn't help him with anything, and I had nothing to do with the murder itself. He merely suggested a way to spice up the killing game, and I accepted. Kokichi and I had a quid pro quo relationship. Technically, that doesn't violate the rule.
Bullshit! No matter how you look at it, you guys are working together.
Shh, calm down. I'll explain my relationship with Monokuma, so let me finish my confession.
I'm fine with that, but you're confessing without much of a fight.
I told you. I'm gonna get in the way by taking away the mystery-solving fun. If I can't win this game, then I'll make it boring for everyone. That's my revenge. Well then, the culprit is Gonta.
What?
Wait, what?
What did you...
Wait! When did Gonta kill Mew?
Whoa, what?
That's a lie! He didn't kill her! Kokichi's just lying!
Now you're trying to pin things on Gonta? Do you really expect us to believe such an obvious lie?
Yeah, there's no way Gonta could commit a murder this complicated. He's not
It's
smart.
my turn now!
I'm a little worried he's telling the truth. Huh?
The truth is, Gonta and I worked together. We formed a duo to end this killing game. As the Killing Game Busters!
What?
What busters?
We must win this killing game in order to end this killing game.
What you mean, we?
By the way, I came up with a murder plan, and Gonta carried it out.
Gonta what?
Why are you more surprised by that than the first thing he said?
I'm confused.
Gonta have no idea what he's talking about.
Come on, quit lying and tell us the truth.
Gonta is telling the truth! He's not someone who lies all the time like you!
And no matter how naive Gonta may be, I doubt he would ever team up with Kokichi.
Yeah, not after insect meet and greet incident.
It's obvious what he's trying to do. Gonta doesn't understand the virtual world, so Kokichi's trying to trick him. He's trying to sacrifice Gonta to escape from his crime!
You're a terrible person! How dare you use Gonta like that?
You're right. I'm sorry. I did something horrible to Gonta. I didn't want Shuichi to hog all the glory, so I told everyone the truth!
Cut that out! I told you it's not gonna work!
Don't you think I could have pulled the strings and made Gonta carry out my commands?
It doesn't matter if it's possible or not, because I say it's just impossible!
It does matter. There's no need to bring emotions into class trials. All we need is logical thinking. Right, Shuichi?
What?
I'm really worried, guys.
Gonta not understand what's going on. But still, Gonta not kill Mew. Gonta really not know anything. And also, Gonta not tell lies. And Gonta not make trouble for others. 'Cause that not how gentlemen act. That why Gonta not culprit.
Yeah, Gonta's not lying. I can tell just by looking at him.
I already used my magic to check. Gonta's definitely not lying.
Then let me ask you guys. If it's not Gonta, then who's the culprit?
You, of course!
Come on! There's already proof that I couldn't have killed Mew!
There's already proof?
Oh, did you forget already? Then let me make it clear again. Why I can't be the culprit!
That's because of the virus.
I am not the culprit. Didn't I prove that to you guys already? The clue is how Mew is killed.
Miu got strangled to death, right?
Toilet paper was the murder weapon.
Miu would have totally resisted if she was being strangled, right? Then it would have been impossible for someone as weak as me!
You talking about the strength of your virtual avatar? That wouldn't matter if you strangled her from behind.
In which case, even if she did resist, the most she could have done is merely touch the culprit.
Exactly. She couldn't struggle much. So you could have kept strangling her, no problem.
See?
Kidding me?
I told you I'm not the culprit.
How'd you arrive at that conclusion?
Because it's true, yeah. If it's already been proven that Kokichi's innocent, we should have evidence of that. Before we can say one more thing, one way or the other, we have to clear something up.
I am...
In which case, even if she did resist, the most she could have done is merely touch the culprit.
Exactly. She couldn't struggle much. So you could
have kept strangling her.
No problem. That's wrong.
Actually, maybe it wasn't possible for Kokichi to strangle Miu.
Why wasn't it possible?
Miu modified my avatar, so if she attacked me, I wouldn't be able to resist. If Miu touched me, then I'd be unable to move.
Huh?
So I would have had to kill her instantly, such as stabbing or hitting. I couldn't have murdered her by strangulation, because it'd be game over if she touched me.
What?
Well, if you were using the toilet paper, you wouldn't need to touch her directly.
But if you can't be touched while you're wrapping the toilet paper around her neck, then it would be impossible.
Which means, as long as she died from strangulation, it couldn't have been me.
Wait! What if it was something besides strangulation, then?
There's no doubt Miu was strangled. We already discussed this.
Kaito is really desperate to make me the culprit. No matter how much you whine about it, you can't change the truth. The culprit who killed Miu is Gonta Gokuhara! This is the truth you all adore so much.
No! Gonta not kill Miu! It's true! You gotta believe Gonta! Gonta would never hurt anyone!
I know, but what if Kokichi did something?
I believe you. You've been risking yourself to protect everyone. There's no way Gonta would kill. He won't even kill bugs.
I believe Gonta too. I'm not gonna listen to Kokichi's lies.
Of course! Who'd believe a liar like him? He's lying about Gonta being the culprit, so there's no point talking about it.
I don't know about that. If we want the truth, we might have to ask uncomfortable questions.
Right, Shuichi? You think so too, don't you?
Huh? I know how important it is to believe, but as the ultimate detective, I know we can't solve this case with belief alone.
Huh?
It's just that something doesn't add up. I have this feeling something's off. We can't keep going back and forth like this. We need to discuss this.
What, you wanna suspect Gonta?
Too bad, Kaito. Looks like Shuichi agrees with me.
No, I'm not trying to...
Oh, the irony! It's all thanks to Kaito that Shuichi got his act together as a detective. And now, Shuichi's intuition as a detective has made him more suspicious of others. Well, can't be helped. That's just what a detective does.
That's not it, Kokichi. I'm just trying to make sure that everyone
Shuichi, Gonta really not do it. Gonta not culprit. Please, leave Gonta.
We might as well discuss it.
What?
As a precautionary measure, that's all. I think we need to seriously discuss whether Gonta was capable of committing this crime. Only then can we arrive at a logical decision.
You guys, why don't you get it? That's just what Kokichi wants. He's just trying to split us up. Shuichi!
There it is.
Open your eyes!
But...
Oh. There it is. Yep.
Sorry to ruin this tense moment, but you guys seem pretty evenly split right now. So, the Ultimate Academy is proud to present its very own more phenomenal trial grounds!
So we're gonna do that again?
Shuichi, why? Why don't you understand? You're my sidekick, aren't you?
Kaito.
Of course I don't want to believe Gonta. I want to believe Gonta. I don't want to think that he killed someone. But as the ultimate detective, I can't turn away from the truth. I need to find the truth. Here we go. I love this tune. It's called, if you're looking for the soundtrack, it's called V3 Discussion Scrum. Or Scrum Debate or something, but it's very good. Poor Gonta, though. I think he actually did this. It's just, I think he was forced. Could Gonta have committed the crime?
Shuichi, are you saying that Gonta is the culprit?
Gonta is such a sweetheart. He wouldn't hurt a fly.
Okay, sweetheart.
Could Gonta have even made it to the rooftop without being noticed?
There
Rooftop?
should have been witnesses at the entrance hall.
Witnesses?
But
Oh,
Kokichi
no,
confessed
entrance
he was
hall.
working with Monokuma.
Monokuma?
It's all a lie. Kokichi is the one who killed Mew.
Kikichi?
Gonta not kill Mew! Honest!
Mir? Blind trust is just going to get us further from the truth. I want to solve this, I have to, because I want to survive with everyone.
Shuichi, are you saying that Gonta is the culprit?
I got this! I can't say for sure he's the culprit. I'm saying we can't rule it out.
Gonta is such a sweetheart. He wouldn't hurt a fly.
Could
What?
Gonta have
Oh,
even
sweetheart,
made it to
right.
the rooftop without...
Such a sweetheart.
Shuichi, are you saying that Gonta is the culprit?
I got this! I can't say for sure he's the culprit. I'm saying we can't rule it out.
Gonta is such a sweetheart. He wouldn't...
Kokichi! Don't you realize these so-called sweethearts can commit crimes too?
Could Gonta have even made it to the rooftop without being noticed?
Kibo! The entrance hall is all that separates the rooftop from the mansion exterior.
There should have been witnesses at the entrance hall.
I got this! No, none of us were in charge of the entrance hall.
But Kokichi confessed he was working with Monokuma.
Kokichi! I did cooperate with Monokuma, but only on a temporary basis.
It's all a lie. Kokichi is the one who killed Mew.
Kibo! That isn't possible, because Kokichi's avatar had special settings.
Gonta not kill Mew! Honest!
I got this! The truth is, Gonta could have murdered Mew.
Crouch bind.
This is our answer!
In my opinion, as long as it is possible that Gonta is the culprit, we have to discuss it.
That's ridiculous. You're going to believe Kokichi over Gonta?
That's not it at all. I just want the truth. If we're going to survive, I have to find the truth.
But... Gonta telling truth. Gonta really not culprit.
I still don't think Gonta's lying.
But didn't I tell you guys already? If you're planning to expose a liar, then you have to corner them psychologically. Only then will they reveal their true self as a liar. Hiding beneath... That's why it hurts my heart to persecute Gonta like this! Gonta, if you understand, then do it right. Make
Logical arguments from the truth.
Arguments?
I keep pressing it
It
too
means
fast.
use your head to make arguments!
Use head?
What I'm trying to say is, if you aren't the culprit, then you gotta prove that you aren't!
But... Gonta really not know.
I'm sick of hearing you say you don't know! God, why are you so dumb?
Gonta just want to help everyone, like true gentlemen.
You're a true gentleman? More like a true nincompoop.
Hey! Now that's just bullying.
Bullying? Yeah, so what? That's what you do in this game, right? You guys blame and gang up on me. But now you're gonna pretend to be good people?
No, I never ganged up.
Gonta, argue back already! Just make an excuse or whatever!
Stop it! That's enough!
Stop what? You mean stop the game? Hey, do you even know what you're saying?
Yeah, I know. What about it? I don't want to survive if it means I have to stoop to your level.
Oh, that's a low blow right there. Then just die in a hole for all I care! We want to live, so stop getting in our way!
Quit it. If you don't shut your mouth, then I'll shut it for you. Permanently.
Maki, please, calm down.
Sorry. Gonta's fault everyone's so upset. But Gonta telling truth. Gonta really not culprit. 'Cause Gonta not know anything. Really.
Cut it out already! That's all you've been saying this whole time!
You're the one that needs to cut it out.
Wait, what did Kikichi say? Oh, you've been saying this whole time. That's true about Gonta. The whole time Gonta's been saying he doesn't know. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Gonta was forced somehow. I don't know how. But either his avatar was hacked, and Kikichi was maybe... what do you call it? Oh! Oh my god! Oh, I'm an idiot. Kikichi was controlling both avatars. Is that it? Maybe that's it. Because at the start of this trial, and this is far-fetched, so if you're gonna go, haha, he's wrong, I'm gonna stop watching, go ahead. But at the start of this trial, Gonta asked, where is this virtual world? What floor is it on? Now, if you guys don't understand what I mean by that, I mean, if he went to that virtual world, he'd be able to know what's going on. He didn't even comment on stuff. He didn't even say things much. It felt like he didn't even talk. And Kikichi was telling Gonta to follow him the whole time. Why? Why? Kikichi was controlling both avatars. And since the Gonta avatar was connected to the Gonta body, it counts as Gonta doing stuff. My thought is Kikichi probably somehow had Monokuma, or maybe Kikichi did it himself, made it so the avatar Gonta was in control of was actually being controlled by Kikichi. But Gonta still had full control. Not full control, but Gonta was still technically doing it. If that makes sense. Because it's Gonta's avatar that did it, so it counts as Gonta doing it. That is low. That's... whoa. Gonta don't understand either. Miyu liked this when Gonta woke up. Gonta was not sleeping too. Had strange dream. Gonta don't understand anything. Gonta not know. Murder already happened when Gonta wake up. But why this happened? Why Miyu killed? Gonta not understand. Gonta not understand anything. Because Gonta have no idea what he's talking about. When exactly did he start using that defense? After logging out.
That's it.
That's it. It was after he logged out, that
Did
means.
Gonta get into an accident in the virtual world?
Accident?
An accident that hurt Gonta, that was... yeah, it was the avatar error.
This is it! When we logged into the virtual world, an avatar user error occurred.
Some sort of avatar user error occurred when you were logged in for the first time. An error? The contents of the error are unknown, so I can't provide details. But something strange definitely happened to someone's avatar when you were logged in.
An avatar user error?
Ever since Gonta logged out, he's been saying, I don't know, I don't understand.
That's because Gonta doesn't understand the virtual world, right?
That's what I thought at first. But I think it's because of the error.
What you mean?
If that error is what's affecting Gonta, and it's making him forgetful and loopy, then what was that error? What could it have been? Interesting. What error did Gonta experience? Memory loss. I wish it wouldn't just light up the center. I wish it would allow you to light up wherever your mouse was pointing. I'm just saying. It would help a lot. There you go, memory loss.
I believe it's possible that Gonta doesn't remember what happened in the virtual world.
Huh?
He doesn't remember.
You started saying, I don't know anything, after leaving the virtual world. I think that's the result of some kind of memory error.
Oh, that's why he doesn't remember anything that happened in the virtual world. Not even killing Mew.
Maybe he had his things backwards?
What?
That's ridiculous! Quit screwing around!
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous.
What do you mean he doesn't remember? He's just confused!
Gonta told us he was bad with computers, remember?
Oh god, here it
Memory
comes.
or no memory. Gonta never hurt anyone.
No
Gonta's
way
not
Gonta's the
the
culprit!
Here we go. Oh, this is just fucked up.
Gonta never hurt anyone.
Remember because
Doesn't remember a
Gonta wants
thing
to keep
about the
everyone
virtual world.
safe.
You did it, but you don't
he would
remember
never
doing
kill
it,
a
right?
friend.
If there was a
Something
glitch,
it's gentlemen, gentlemen, protect
it should have
friends.
affected all of us.
Look out for
Your lies aren't protecting anyone.
But because we're all
Gonta
okay,
can't
Gonta
kill
not
himself.
lying.
that means there was no
I
glitch.
swear, please believe Gonta.
Okay. For the visors to function, they need to be plugged into the computer with two specific cords. The red cord is for consciousness, and the blue cord is for memory. It is unknown what would happen if the cords were plugged into the wrong slots, but there's a chance that some kind of glitch might occur. I know it sounds kind of crazy, no wonder it's hard to believe, but this is the truth.
Gonta never hurt anyone.
Remember because
Doesn't remember a
Gonta wants to
thing about
keep
the
everyone
virtual world.
safe. And protect friends.
It's what Kaido said.
Okay.
Gonta not. I swear, please believe.
I heard it!
The cause of the error that affected Gonta's avatar is the two cords on the helmet used to log into the virtual world.
Put the red consciousness cord on the right port and the blue memory cord on the left. Out of curiosity, what happens if you switch the cords? I don't know, I've never done that before. It probably gets all glitchy or something.
I think that Gonta messed up something with the cords, causing the error.
If he mixed the consciousness and memory cords, then there'd be an error with memory. Like, an error that won't let you bring your avatar's memories to the real world?
What?
Gonta, do you think it's possible that you improperly connected the cords?
Huh? How Gonta's supposed to remember that?
He couldn't have messed it up. I said it over and over. Right is the hand you hold your chopsticks in.
Oh, but Gonta holds chopsticks with this hand.
That's your left hand!
What?
Looks like it's decided!
what's decided? He's wrong, isn't he, Gonta? You remember the virtual world, don't you?
Gonta not remember. Gonta not even go to this virtual world place.
What?
Gonta fall asleep when he put helmet on. When Gonta wake up, Mew dead. Gonta not know what happened.
I'm guessing his avatar was just taking commands. That's why Kokichi was telling him to do stuff.
So, Gonta worry. Gonta not understand what everyone talking about.
No, it can't be.
But Gonta try his best to understand. Gonta imagine real hard.
That's enough, Gonta. We already know.
Know what?
We know that you totally forgot about teaming up with me and killing Mew.
Wait a minute! That lie! Gonta not kill Mew! 'Cause why would Gonta do that?
Yeah, it's a lie! I'll never accept this! And besides, Gonta's got no motive to kill Mew!
I already gave you my testimony on how I came up with the murder plan.
And I'm saying I don't believe you!
Kokichi, if what you're saying is true, why did you plan it this way? You wanted to plan the murder yourself, but have someone else carry it out?
Is the person who planned it also included as a blackened with the perpetrator?
Nope! Only the person who actually commits the murder becomes the blackened!
Unless, of course, the person who did the murder gets killed, and then in that case, the perpetrator is the one who does it. Because that's what happened in Danganronpa 1 with
Then
Celeste.
there's no incentive to just plan the murder.
But Gonta's such a gentle soul. Why would he agree to this?
Hold on! That hasn't been decided yet!
Who cares about the motive? Let's vote for the culprit already!
I care about the motive.
Well, I don't care. Finding the culprit is more important in this class trial. Talking about the motive is meaningless. It's not necessary for this specific case.
No matter what you say, I'll never believe your lies.
We all agree that Gonta is the culprit, right? It would be impossible for anyone but him.
Impossible? Why?
It's pretty obvious if you use the process of elimination. Which means, Shuichi, you'll be my partner, right?
Me?
Because if you don't face the truth, then we'll all die, right? And you don't want that, do you? Okay, let's begin!
Quit screwing around! I'm done putting up with your selfish bullshit!
Kaito, we should listen to his explanation. Our lives depend on it.
So, we can now take Keyboy, Himiko, and Maki off the suspect list. Shuichi, would you care to explain? I doubt they'll believe it if it came from me.
The reason Keyboy, Himiko, and Maki can be eliminated as suspects is because they couldn't access the crime scene. Oh boy.
They couldn't get to the crime scene, could they?
The bridge from the chapel to the mansion was gone, and only Mew could pass through the wall. The three at the chapel had no way to get to the mansion, so they couldn't have done it. Kaito is the next one off our suspect list, and you know why, right?
Yep, he was logged out.
Kaito had logged out ahead of us.
Mew logged Kaito out from the start. But she did that to make us think the murder happened in the real world, right? Since we figured out the actual killing happened in the virtual world, it would have been impossible for Kaito, who had already logged out. Mew's time of death was around 6:30 in the morning. That's after Kaito logged out.
Kokichi's completely running the show now.
My synergy with Shuichi is super on point now, so let's move on to the remaining suspects.
Shuichi
Gonta,
and
Tsumugi,
Tamagi.
Shuichi, and me. But what's the reason
Tsumagi
for
and me.
that?
Wait, reason for what? Hang on, I didn't read something. Can be Tsumugi and Shuichi can be crossed off. We didn't go to the roof. Oh, Tsumugi and I didn't go to the roof. Oh, that's true, but it's not that. What were you two doing? We have solid alibis.
Tsumugi and I are witnesses to each other's alibis.
Both of you heard Mew hitting the chapel wall, right? The culprit was definitely on the roof during that time, since they slid Mew down. Because of that, Shuichi and Tsumugi can't be the culprit. That leaves only Gonta and me as the remaining suspects.
Then you're the culprit!
Sorry for getting your hopes up, but didn't I already explain that's impossible?
If Mew touched him, he'd freeze in place. Kokichi wasn't capable of strangling her.
So then, it's down to one person. And who was that again? Well, who is it?
Don't answer, Shuichi. You don't need to answer that. This is all Kokichi's trap.
There's only one suspect left, only one person who could have done this. I'm sorry.
It's Gonta.
Shuichi?
Yep, Gonta is the only person who could have committed the murder. You get it now, right? That's the truth we were all reaching for. The thing you guys wanted so badly! A truth without any lies! Mew Iruma's killer is Gonta Gokuhara!
Really? Did Gonta really do it?
Jeez, is that really your reaction? It would have been fun if you went all crazy. But you forgot everything, so oh well. A culprit who can't remember their murder is pretty interesting. So, better than nothing. If Gonta remembered, his cover would have been blown so fast. Especially since he's an idiot.
Hold on. I still haven't accepted this. This has gotta be Kokichi's trap. I still believe in Gonta. He's not the kind of person who'd kill.
Kaito.
I already said this a million times, Kaito. You shouldn't use emotions to
You want proof? I've got your proof! After Tsumugi and Shuichi heard Kibo's voice in the mansion, they ran. And who did they see out there?
Oh, Shuichi and Tsumugi. Gonta, did you see Kibo around here somewhere? No, Gonta not see him.
Gonta.
Kokichi said it himself. When Mew's avatar crashed into the chapel wall, the culprit must have been on the roof.
I see. If Gonta's the culprit, it'd be weird if he wasn't on the roof.
It's possible that he fled the mansion after he heard the impact.
You'd have to go through the entrance hall to get outside the mansion from the roof. Is that where Shuichi and Tsumugi ran to when they heard the crashing sound?
Then maybe he jumped off the roof.
That's not possible. That rooftop was pretty high up.
Normally, Gonta could have done it, but his avatar wasn't strong enough. How about that? Now you get it, right? If Gonta was the culprit, there's no way he could have been outside the mansion.
Now you can't say Gonta's the culprit. Congrats, Gonta!
What? Really?
It would have been so nice if that were the truth. If Kaito were right and this horrible trial would just end. But
No, that's wrong.
objects don't break in the other world. Yeah, you'd feel pain, but they wouldn't break.
What? Just because Gonta was at the mansion doesn't mean that he isn't the culprit. All the culprit needed was a way to get from the roof to outside the mansion.
Huh?
Looks like Shuichi got it. I'll leave the rest to him.
Sorry.
Kaito, I know how you feel. I know because we all feel it. But we have to face the truth. No matter how cruel that truth may be, we need to face it. To survive.
Whose side are you on, Shuichi?
Kaito, please!
Aren't you my sidekick? Was that just a lie?
Kaito!
Fine then! I'll tear that sorry reasoning of yours apart and wake you up!
Can't doubt my detective work now. If I want us all to survive, I can't back down. Argument element against Kaito. Nice.
I'll never accept this! Don't you know Gonta at all? Not the kind of guy who kills someone. Don't you know that about him by now? I'll never accept this! Don't you know Gonta at all? Damn it! Why won't you believe Gonta? Why are you listening to Kokichi? Aren't you my sidekick? Wake up, Shuichi! Why won't you believe Gonta? Why are you listening to Kokichi? Aren't you my sidekick? Wake up, Shuichi! Why won't you believe Gonta? Why are you listening to Kokichi? Damn it! Who do you want to believe? Remember what Kokichi has done to us! Remember how Gonta's always tried to protect us! How could Gonta be the culprit? Still want to accuse him, huh? Keep saying the truth this, the truth that, but... there's a reason Gonta's not the culprit! Who do you want to believe? Remember what Kokichi has done to us! Remember how Gonta's
God, I'm
always
failing.
tried to protect
My mum
us.
wanted me to talk, so I had to put my mic up.
Gonta be the culprit? Still want to accuse him, huh? Keep saying the truth this, the truth that, but... there's a reason Gonta's not the culprit! Who do you want to believe? Remember what Kokichi has done to us! Remember how Gonta's always tried to protect us! How could Gonta be the culprit? Still want to accuse him, huh? Keep saying the truth this, the truth that. Damn it!
Okay, what is it?
There's no way to leave the mansion from the rooftop!
Toilet paper outside. Toilet paper. Ah, damn it! I failed. I'm just gonna wait. Yeah, there
Who
it
do
is.
you want to believe? Remember what Kokichi has done to us! Damn it!
Toilet paper discovered outside a mansion.
There's no way to leave the mansion from the rooftop!
Oh, they changed it around.
Who do you want to believe? Remember what Kokichi has done to us! Damn it!
Toilet paper discovered outside a
There's
mansion.
no way to leave the mansion from the rooftop!
Oh, come on! I hate you. Honestly, I blame this game because every game I play, my S and A keys are fine. But in this game, my S and A keys are backwards. So annoying.
Not the kind you want to believe! Remember what Kokichi has done to us! Damn it!
Toilet paper discovered outside a mansion.
There's no way to leave the mansion from the rooftop!
It ends here!
He probably used it as a rope.
Damn it!
The toilet paper we found outside the mansion. That's what the culprit used to get from the roof to the ground.
The toilet paper?
The same toilet paper that was used as the murder weapon. That's why we didn't find it anywhere else. Not at the scene of the crime, nor on Mew's body. It was outside the mansion.
Hold on. If they use the toilet paper as a rope to get down from the roof, then they need to tie it to something. But there was nothing to tie it to. I know because I investigated the roof.
You're stubborn, Kaito. You're still going on about this.
Of course I am! I'm gonna believe in Gonta till the very end!
No, there was something that the toilet paper could have been tied
Binoculars.
What?
Yes, the place where the toilet paper was tied down to.
to. There! The binoculars on the rooftop. The toilet paper could have been tied there. However, I don't think the culprit actually tied it down there. They just hung it. And then used the doubled-up toilet paper to climb down. But in that case, they would have had to tug on it in order to take it down.
Yep, that's correct. Because I came up with that idea. But I thought I told Gonta to put the toilet paper back in the bathroom. Oh, I guess he ran into someone on the way and then threw it somewhere close by. Looks like Kaito's morale is shot, so this whole thing is done now.
The matter does appear to be settled.
That... it's...
So, it's true. Going to really kill Mew.
But I'm the one who came up with the plan. Anyway, just admit your crime, Gonta. Even though you don't remember, you still did it.
But why did Gonta do such a terrible thing?
Wait, before you start crying, you gotta admit your crime first.
Stop. I won't let you, Kokichi. If anyone is gonna get him to confess, it's me. Gonta, I'm going to look back at the whole case one more time, okay? When you're convinced, you just let me know, all right? Let's end this together.
Okay.
Fucking hell. I'm sorry, this chapter, I haven't really felt that impacted from this game since chapter 1. But this one, oh, whoops, I thought it would like, never mind. Map of the virtual world. Let us use this as a sled. Through the signboard into the river.
This is the truth of the case! The case began last night. After being convinced by Mew, we all logged into the virtual world. To log in, So, we all plugged those cords into our helmets and entered the virtual world. But the culprit had accidentally plugged their cords into the raw. Because of this, a connection error occurred between the culprit's brain and their avatar. As a result, the culprit would forget everything that happened in the virtual world. It's possible that this had an effect on their avatar's personality as well. Because I can't believe that someone so kind could commit murder. But we had no idea this error even happened. And so, we all logged in one by one. Meanwhile, Mew was the last to log in. She had modified the killing game simulator so she could accomplish a specific goal. After Mew confirmed we were all logged in, she took out the bottle of poison. And placed it on Kokichi's seat. This was done to make it look like Kokichi was killed by poison when we returned. Yes, the reason Mew modified the simulator and brought us to the virtual world was to kill Kokichi in the virtual world, but make it look like he had died in the real world. After we had all logged in, Mew explained the world to us. Use the salon phone to log out. Objects are unbreakable. Your avatars use all 5 senses. She also explained the map of the virtual world in the mansion's entrance hall. But her explanation was intentionally false. However, one of us was able to see through her scheme. The very person Mew was trying to kill. Kokichi. Kokichi was going to use Mew's plan against her and plotted her murder. But Kokichi wouldn't do it himself. He used a patsy to be the culprit in this case. Kokichi was tight-lipped about the motive, so I don't know why the culprit agreed. But it seems as though right after logging in, when Kokichi and the culprit went outside, they were already working together to execute the murder. Eventually, we met up with Kokichi and crossed the river to the chapel. Mew had us split up to try to find some secret of the outside world. Kaito, Kokichi, Gonta, Tsumugi, and I investigated the mansion, while Maki, Himiko, Kibo, and Mew investigated the chapel. Splitting us up was also part of Mew's plan. At the chapel, Mew told Maki that she was going to look around outside. She chased after our group while we were heading toward the mansion. Once she made sure we were across, she dropped the bridge into the river. This was to trick us into thinking that the river separated the mansion and chapel. At the time, we thought nothing of it. It was just another one of Mew's pranks. That's why we continued with the original plan to find the secret of the outside world. We went to the mansion and split up to look for clues. Kokichi searched the salon. Kaito searched the roof. Tsumugi searched the dining room. I searched the kitchen. And finally, the culprit searched outside the mansion. Around that time, Mew was headed for the wall that was on the side of the chapel. She passed through the wall and headed for the mansion to kill Kokichi. You see, the wall was a special wall that Mew had added herself. This wall was programmed so that only objects could pass through. And Mew had changed her avatar settings from human to object. That was the hidden route she prepared for herself. She set up a wall that only she could pass through. Mew headed toward the mansion, but she was seen by Tsumugi on the way. When she entered the mansion, she pulled out her cell phone. She didn't tell us that there was another way to log out. Then, she spoke a name into the phone, which forced that person to log out. It was Kaito who was on the roof at the time. The same roof where Kokichi and Mew were going to meet. By having Kaito search the roof and then forcing him to log out, she was making him look the most suspicious. But her plan didn't go smoothly. Kokichi was waiting on the roof with a culprit and the toilet paper used to kill Mew. While Mew was distracted by Kokichi, the culprit snuck up from behind. And used the toilet paper from the mansion's bathroom to strangle Mew. This was only possible because objects in the virtual world are unbreakable. Mew's avatar was strangled to death, and the shock killed Mew in the real world. After the murder, Kokichi left the cleanup to the culprit and left the roof. He probably returned to the salon as soon as he could to avoid drawing suspicion. The culprit then took the lattice from the storage room and placed Mew's body on top along with the hammer and the cell phone. The culprit heaved the lattice over the railing and forcefully slid it down the roof slope. With a body on top of it, the lattice became a makeshift sled and flew off the roof. It went through the wall that only objects can pass through before crashing into the chapel. That was the crashing sound that Kibo heard in the chapel, and Mew's wall hid the fact that the mansion and chapel were actually right next to each other. That's why Tsumugi and I were able to hear the crash from the mansion. As the final step, the culprit had to then get off the roof. Because we were at the mansion, they couldn't take the stairs or they'd be seen. So they used the toilet paper again to escape from the rooftop. They hung the toilet paper from the binoculars on the roof and used it like a rope to climb down. Once the culprit was safely on the ground, they pulled at the toilet paper to retrieve it. They would have returned it to the bathroom, but they ran into us as we were leaving the mansion. In a panic, the culprit tossed the toilet paper somewhere nearby. Without that one little mistake, we might never have solved this case because the culprit doesn't remember. This is the truth you've forgotten, Gonta Gokuhara. Gonta, this is the truth we've reached.
Sorry. Gonta not really understand, 'cause Gonta not smart boy. But if everyone agree, then everyone probably right. Gonta, trust everyone.
Gonta.
But why? Gonta kill Mew, forget everything. Gonta even think he not do anything bad. And then Gonta tried to blame someone else and make everyone suffer. Why? Why Gonta do such terrible thing?
Gonta, it's not your fault.
It's Kokichi's fault. He must have tricked Gonta.
Huh? I totally didn't trick him. Before we go into that, it's voting time. We should finish up the class trial first.
But is this the right answer? We're not being fooled by Kokichi?
For once, I wish that we were.
Huh? Wrapping things up already? What a buzzkill of an ending. It lacks the rush of previous voting times. Well, after so many killing games, I guess it was bound to happen eventually.
It's just as well. This killing game is a bad influence on the baby.
Oh my, Monotaro. You're even starting to look like a father.
Yeah! I gotta get my act together for the baby.
Now then, pull yourselves together and let's begin! The heart-racing excitement as the blackened and the spotless face off! It's voting time!
I thought that Kokichi wanted to talk more. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Gonta. But honestly, I don't see how anyone else could have done it.
It seems the voting has finished. Now then, let's...
I don't blame him for voting for
Chosen
Kokichi.
as the blackened. Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
All rise.
Absolutely
Well, look at that.
right.
You voted correctly. Congratulations.
Let me hear
Give
your
yourselves a hand.
joyful
Let
voices. Let me hear
I
your
said let me.
joyful voices.
Damn it.
Damn.
Why?
Wah.
Gee, Zero just moping around. They should be happy for themselves. I know, I'm super happy. Hey, what should we name the kid? Good question. We should prepare 6 names.
Yay!
What? We're having 6 sextuplets? I'm so happy I might go crazy.
And another.
Hey, Kokichi. You said this would liven things up. What gives, huh?
Here.
You said you were gonna liven up the killing game and lose the class trial. And I said I put the motive, the secret of the outside world, into the killing game simulator. That was just a lie.
Oh.
Oh, so it was just a lie.
What was that?
He just laughed it off.
Hey,
Aren't you satisfied, Kokichi? I want you to tell us. What is the outside world? Is it the motive you gave Gonta? I plan to explain all of that, but it's more likely, like, how do I say it? You guys are just gonna assume it's a lie if you hear it from my cute lips.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah? Then let's have Gonta explain.
Huh?
Gonta?
Please stop!
Gonta doesn't remember anything. How can you expect him to?
All right.
Then we should all go back to the killing game simulator.
huh?
What?
Because...
Why don't we ask the Gonta in the virtual world? But going back to the virtual world is... It's so much easier method than the pain in the ass method. Oh god, we're going back in?
Gonta's memories didn't transfer over, so they're still in the virtual world as data. I can combine Gonta's consciousness from his last login with that leftover memory data. Ta-da! Alter Ego Gonta is now complete.
Alter ego?
Basically, it's a separate Gonta that only exists in virtual space. If we listen to what he says, we should be able to find out what happened in that world.
Huh? What this? What happening?
Is this Gonta? Is this Gonta?
What's that mean?
What sort of phenomenon is this? What did you do?
Hey,
Relax, Himiko. It's not magic and it's not a trick. Alter Ego Gonta is just a computer simulation. It's just imitating Gonta through thought patterns. It's actually different from the real Gonta. Gonta don't understand. Who's this alter ego person?
now then.
See, it's not stupid like the real Gonta. You can hardly tell the difference. Plus, he's got Gonta's memories from the virtual world, so he should remember what happened.
Please.
Then other Gonta, tell Gonta.
Why?
Why? Why Gonta kill Miyu? Kill Miyu? Why does other Gonta know about?
Oh, man.
Unfortunately, our plan failed. You can tell him the truth now.
Oh. Gonta.
No could save everyone.
Huh?
Save everyone?
Gonta don't know.
Hey, answer Gonta. Why did Gonta kill Miyu?
Wrong.
Gonta just want to save everyone. He wants to save everyone?
That's...
Gonta, what do you mean?
Gonta.
Gonta think for a long time. How can Gonta be useful to everyone? Gonta not smart enough to help with trials. Gonta strong, but no can fight exils. Gonta feel frustrated, because Gonta no could do anything. Gonta understand how this Gonta feels.
Yeah.
Technically, they're the same person.
But...
So that's why Gonta think he have to do it for everyone's sake. Gonta think he gotta do it, because everyone else not want to.
Gonta.
Kill Miyu.
What?
What do you mean by that? I don't get it at all.
Oh.
Geez, Gonta is bad at explaining as always. I guess I'll have to help. So if you remember what happened at that time... No, we shouldn't have. We want to prevent another murder from happening. Yoink! I'll take that card key. Kichi used his lithe body to his advantage and took the card key from Monokuma.
Huh?
The card key, so you used it.
Yeah.
After working tirelessly, I finally found the door for the card key. After opening it, I saw the outside world.
What?
The outside world?
What?
That was Monokuma's motive? But why would seeing the outside world be a motive? I'll tell you guys in a second, but that was when I found out about Miyu's plan. And it hit me. If I can find the two, that I'd be able to save everyone.
Please wait.
Save everyone? What do you mean?
Hey.
Hey now, you gotta listen to everything I say first. Anyway, that's when I made a deal with Monokuma. If I livened up the killing game, then he would let me use the outside world as a motive again.
Huh?
Again.
In other words...
Let me chime in. The motive key card key that Kokichi nabbed was the right to view the outside world. But even though he saw the outside world, he didn't try to use it for the killing game. That disappointed me, but then Kokichi suggested we reuse the motive. He said we should bring back the right to view the outside world one more time. And I decided to run with that idea. So I learned a flashback light with memories of outside world and put it in the simulation.
Huh?
Memories of the outside world and the flashback light.
What?
The secret of the outside world and the virtual world was about the flashback light?
You know?
And if it was their flashback light, it would mean the secret of the outside world is a part of our forgotten memories.
Huh?
Wait,
But why would anything about the outside world be a motive?
Incomprehensible.
What's going on in here? Oh, you can't remember? Okay, fine.
You get it?
Let's talk about the motive later. We have to finish up the case first. Monokuma hid the flashback light in the simulator, but I knew where it was hidden. And I showed it to Gonta in the virtual world.
hey!
Hey, you even know where it was hidden. That's not fair.
To tell you the truth,
Oh, I just placed it. I never actually said I hid it.
too bad.
If anyone had asked, I would have gladly told you where it was. It's a little late for that.
Always messing
So Gonta was exposed to the flashback light.
Um,
Yeah, when Kokichi and Gonta leave together. But Gonta can watch Kokichi so he'd not do anything weird. Gonta, you're so sweet, but I knew you'd say that. Even without your ridiculous physical strength, as long as you're selfless and courageous, you'd make a terrific bodyguard. Bodyguard? With you by my side, I knew you'll be safe. I know I'll be safe from any trap. Okay then, let's go. Oh, wait, Kokichi. It's okay, leave it to Gonta. Gonta keep eye on Kokichi.
Could it be?
Was Kokichi trying to lure Gonta off by himself?
Maybe.
The only person I entrusted with the secret of the outside world was Gonta.
Gonta.
After that, Gonta got taken to forest near mansion. Is this flashback light? It looks like it. Maybe the secret of the outside world is hidden in it. We gotta tell everyone. Wait. Are you sure you wanna believe a liar like me so easily? Huh? This might be a trap, you know. Shouldn't you check if I'm lying first? I mean, you want to protect everyone, right? This is the perfect time to do so. Protect everyone? Oh god.
How'd this happen?
And then Gunter remembers secret of outside world. But that just confused Gunter more about what to do. What can Gunter do to save everyone? Gunter no could think of anything. So I told him, if he wants to save everyone, he should put everyone out of their misery. In other words, a mercy kill.
What did you say?
What?
No way!
Was Gunter tricked?
Wrong.
No, you're not tricked. Because when Gunter remembers secret of outside world, Gunter thinks it would be easier to die. What? Remember what everyone said at the beginning, that this academy is hell. Gunter agree. Academy that force students to be part of killing game is hell. So everyone thinks they want to escape this place, right? But if it's still a hell outside, what do we do?
Huh?
What do you mean, Gunter? Inside is hell, outside is hell. What should Gunter two friends live for?
How'd this happen?
And everyone who died, what did they die for? It's hell outside and hell inside?
But...
And then Kokichi told me, best way to save everyone from hell is to put them out of misery, while they still not know. And only one who could do such dirty work is Gunter.
Yeah.
That's right, the only way you can save everyone is to free from this hell. Gunter took on the dirty work for us. If he had survived the class trial, he would have lived in this hell alone. Gunter took on that role for us. Shouldn't we appreciate him more?
Hold on!
Wait a minute, still don't get what's happening. What outside world are we talking about here? It's hell out there, what do you mean? What did Kokichi and Gunter see? What did we forget?
Hey,
Hurry up and tell us, or else we won't be able to understand.
Right?
Gunter, what pushed you to do such a thing?
Please.
Answer, Gunter.
Sorry.
Sorry, Gunter no can tell you.
Why?
Why? Because if Gunter tell you, then everyone will end up like Gunter. Everyone despair.
Huh?
Despair? I know it, a despair that makes you want to die. A despair that makes you want to put everyone out of their misery. Don't you think that kind Gunter would tell you about such despair from his own mouth?
But
But now that we don't know any more than we started... Now you know how Gunter and I formed the Killing Game Busters, right? Then can't you accept everything about this case? You can imagine the rest, right? I used Miyu's plan and turned it against her. I hid Gunter away from sight when Miyu and I were supposed to meet. Huh? Kaito's not here? Yeah, you're right. Oh man, I'm honored you asked me to meet up with you. Miyu, is this a booty call? Or are you here to kill me? So you figured it out, but there's nothing you can do. You can resist me. I made sure of it when I programmed your settings. Oh, I guess I'm in trouble now. I'm sorry, but you should just give up. This is my only chance. I have no chance but to do this. My inventions will change the world, and they will make a world a better place. It's my duty as a genius inventor, so I can't afford to die here. Sorry, Gunter, so sorry. Don't be sorry, Gunter. She was trying to kill me too. She said it was for the world or whatever, but that was just a poor excuse. We're doing this to stop the vicious cycle of misery, so you don't need to apologize. But, Gunter, sorry. Gunter, so sorry, Miyu. I already said you don't need to apologize. We had to do this for everyone's sake.
It
Can't be. Gunter would never.
By the way,
You should know that it was Gunter's idea to slide the body to the chapel wall.
Huh?
What? Gunter's idea?
Gunter.
Before Gunter went to the roof, he happened to see Miyu walk through the wall. Gunter tell Kokichi and he think of everything else.
but...
Gunter gave me the chance. I like to think we had a pretty good chance.
Stop it!
We had a pretty good team. Good, what's good about that? You're the worst. That's whole story. That's everything that happened.
well,
So in the end, you didn't plan to tell us the secret of the outside world.
Sorry.
Sorry, Gunter no can tell that.
Always messing around.
Well, I mean, hearing that story, it sounds like you were tricked by Kokichi.
How can this
But
be?
Gunter did not kill Miyu. Gunter really did it.
Sorry.
Sorry, everyone. Gunter's so sorry. Gunter? But Gunter planned to save everyone fail. Gunter not save everyone. Gunter just make everyone suffer more.
Gunter.
Gunter's
idiot.
stupid. So stupid. How can Gunter call himself gentleman? Everyone, please forgive him. Gunter tried to save us all from the despair by taking on the sin of killing us. But you reached for the truth and Gunter plan failed. All of you could have been saved if you died without knowing anything.
Huh?
So you're saying it was wrong to fight for the truth?
Yeah.
Yes, it was. At least Gunter and I think so. You should have all died ignorant. Gunter even killed me for that sake, you know.
Don't screw around!
Enough of your shit. I mean, you made him kill her.
Please stop.
No, Gunter is bad. Because Gunter kills someone. Gunter is murder, it's true. Gunter make everyone suffer. That is true. Sorry, Gunter is sorry. You fail everyone. Gunter is sorry for being stupid. Gunter is sorry you make everyone suffer. Gunter's so sorry. We get it. You don't need to apologize anymore. You're probably all thinking that I should have taken on dirty work and not Gunter, right? Everyone hates me, so the role of the villain is perfect for me.
I know that!
Yeah, I already know that. It should have been my responsibility. But when I realized Miu was talking to me, I thought to myself, she must already have a way to prevent me from finding back in the virtual world.
I suppose.
And in fact, you were right. She set it up so she could paralyze you with just a touch.
So am I!
That's why I had to ask Gunter. I would have done it myself if I could.
That's enough!
Okay, but you don't need to push everything onto Gunter.
Please stop!
Stop, it's okay. Everyone, please don't blame Kokichi anymore. Please. Gunter, you. How nice can you be, Gunter? You really are stupid sometimes. You're right. Someone as stupid as Gunter could never be gentleman. Hey, so are we done yet?
Huh? And
You guys are starting to talk in circles, so let's just move on to the exciting part. Yes, the eagerly anticipated punishment time!
So am I!
Well, if you're gonna punish him, then punish me too.
Huh?
Kokichi?
I know that!
I'm prepared for it. If you're gonna actually Gunter, then I... It's okay, Kokichi. Please let Gunter sacrifice himself, for everyone's sake. That's all Gunter can do anymore.
But...
Just promise Gunter that everyone forgive each other and be friends. Alright, I promise. That's a lie.
okay.
Alright, it's time for punishment. The ultimate entomologist, Gunter Gokuharu! Oh man, I bet his punishment's gonna have a lot of gross, nasty bugs.
Ah.
That's right, you don't like nasty stuff. No, it's not that. It's coming.
Yeah?
What? Already? The constructions is speeding up any minute now. Quick, hold my hand.
Now then.
I've had a...
Prepared a very special punishment.
Gunter!
Wait, please, I don't want to do this. Please, don't go, Gunter.
No.
Don't cry, Kokichi. Gunter is okay. Yeah, Gunter not cry. Gunter's really not scared. But
How can this be?
Gunter upset. He could no longer protect everyone. Gunter, you can't cry either.
Punishment time.
Sorry, everyone.
Gunter, love you all.
Gunter,
So
idiot.
sorry for being stupid. Oh god. What the fuck? Bah, surprised? What a twist, huh? Even I didn't see that coming. All my little cubs have been destroyed.
Dang it.
So sad, all the cuteness has gone to waste.
Why?
What are you talking about? You're the responsible one for this. Why would you do such things to your own children? Because lately they've been acting all buddy-buddy and neglecting me. I'm never gonna get this hang of this whole parenting thing.
But how?
That's
Wait
why?
a minute.
Doesn't matter now, we don't have time to give him attention.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna walk away quietly and go mourn my dead kids. Later! What the hell? Gonta! Damn it, why did it turn out like this?
Got a minute?
Kokichi, why don't you tell us now? What is the secret of the outside world? If we don't know it, then we won't be able to understand or accept it.
What was that?
You can't accept it either, Kokichi. What is the secret of the outside world? What kind of secret would push Gonta that far? Kokichi, if you really cared for Gonta, explain yourself to everyone. I don't want to.
Huh?
You what?
I don't want to, stupid head.
Kokichi.
Oh man, did you fall for all that fake crying? You're so dumb! I would never cry for Gonta!
What?
Fake crying?
Because?
If I said the actual truth back there, Gonta would have been real mad. That would have interfered with the game, so I simply lied to calm him down. See, as long as you lie for a good purpose, right?
What?
What?
Hey!
What do you mean what really happened? Why'd you make him do that? Obviously, so it wouldn't be boring.
Huh?
What are you...
Which means...
I gave Gonta an incentive because I thought it'd liven up the game. Come on, think about it. If I actually wanted to save everyone like what Gonta did,
You really don't get
I would have betrayed Gonta. You should have realized that.
Hey!
Then why did Gonta...
Who cares about that idiot? I want to enjoy this game filled with suspicion and betrayal from the bottom of my heart.
Kokichi gave us one of those creepy smiles. When I saw it, I finally saw Kokichi for what he really was. Malice. His entire body, nothing but raw and unfettered malice.
I am the supreme leader of evil, so it's obvious my personality would be twisted. The more you suffer, the more I enjoy it. There are people in this world who spread grief and misery for no reason than the thrill of it. And I'm one of those people. Nothing pleases me more than inflicting pain on others!
Seriously? Who the hell do you think you are?
Then...
So for your entertainment, you sacrificed me, you and
You're
Gonta.
so dumb.
What's so bad about that? You kill people for money, right, Monkey Roll?
You bastard.
Someone like you has no right to call me Monkey Roll.
Do you want to die?
You look so much better with a scowl on your face, Monkey Roll. But hey, you guys are just way too trusting. If only you'd suspected me more then. Me, you and Gonta wouldn't have died such meaningless
Don't
deaths.
screw around.
Meaningless deaths. Kaido screamed and sprinted up to Kokichi like a bullet. Dull thud resounded throughout our skulls.
Oops, sorry. I tried to dodge you, but I punched you instead.
Kaito!
You.
By the way, Kaito, is it just me? Or are you way slower? Maybe, just maybe, Kaito is hiding something from us too.
Kaito!
Are you okay? Kaido kept coming at him, and Maki glared at Kokichi with piercing eyes.
Got a minute?
For someone who claims to be bad at fighting, you were pretty agile just now. And you believed a lie like that?
You bastard.
Hoo-hoo! Oh.
Let's have more fun.
Oh, do I finally provoke you? You enough is it cause of Kaito? No, Maki. Well, what am I thinking? Maki wouldn't lose her cool for a guy like Kaito. He's way too pathetic. He's all bark and no bite. Let's face it, the ultimate astronaut is just a trainee anyway. Kichi never got to finish his provocation. No one cared what he had to say anymore. They all rushed to Kaito's side.
Right?
Kaito, you hurt?
You alright?
Can you stand? Do you need to lean on my shoulder?
Sorry.
Sorry, my MP's at 0, so I can't use any recovery magic.
Oh?
Oh? Why are you so worried about that, pathetic?
That's wrong!
Pathetic? Look at yourself, Kokichi.
No.
Kaido always has us by his side, see? But no one wants to be around you. You're alone, Kokichi. And you always will be. You're talking about friends. Friends don't make this game more...
Oh, man.
Geez, boring. I'm no longer interested. I don't care anymore, but I will tell you this. The one who will win this game is me. Kokichi spat out those words and left his room. The room.
Kaito!
Kaito, are you okay?
Huh?
What, Kaito?
Hey!
You don't look so well. It didn't seem like he punched you that hard, but...
What?
Did he hit your head or something?
Okay?
Don't push yourself. You should lie down and... I said I'm fine. Kaido tried to get up, but... Kaido doubled over, his knees gave out, and he collapsed hard.
What?
Kaito? Blood? Why? What's the matter, Kaito?
Come on. Don't freak out over this. It's nothing. My cold just got worse is all.
I didn't know that coughing up blood was a cold symptom.
You're a robot, and you don't know that? I'm saying it's fine. Just chill. I just coughed too much and cut my throat or something.
As he spoke, he somehow got to his feet. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's it. Just need a drink of water. Sorry, but I'm gonna head back to my room.
Kaito!
I'll go with...
Shut up!
Don't follow me.
Huh?
I can walk on my own. I don't need your help, Shuichi. Kaido staggered off.
Well,
I'll go with him. It will be bad if he collapses on the way. Right, we'll leave it to you then. Don't worry about it, Shuichi. Kaido was just stressed is all. Why? Why did it end like this? I thought I could help. I wanted us all to survive. And I wanted it so damn bad. I kept fighting for it, fighting for the truth. This is what I get. By trying to survive, we're just playing this stupid game. Just like Kichi.
Damn it!
It's almost time. Yeah, it's almost time. This should be enough. I'll end it. Now is the time I'll end this killing game.
Yep, I thought so. God damn it. I got chills. I have got mega chills. So yeah. That chapter hit me hard. I'm just saying that right now. Well, that was the end of chapter 4. I will see you guys in the next chapter. See ya.